it just the beginning of Van Halen? I get that. Okay. Welcome to the Shooting Entertainment Podcast.
Shooting Blanks.
Welcome to Shooting Blanks Entertainment presents
the Commentators Podcast.
Bow bow.
Day bow bow.
We're doing a special over the
podcast. We're talking
Star
about
Wars. No, let it go.
It's not copyrighted.
I'm just gonna leave that in the background.
I'm going to keep talking while Kramer's talking, and just to annoy
episode 7,
him, I'm
Force
gonna keep going.
Podcast.
Oh,
I'm
he
gonna
started
lower
crying.
that and leave it in the background because it sounds good.
Okay.
He's getting ready. And you took a breath. He was like, "All right, good."
You want to do a whole one just like that?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to do anymore.
It's ruined.
Just keep going.
Ryan ruined everything, as he ruins everything.
Wait, what?
I was like, I didn't do a damn thing.
I was like,
exactly.
I announced that it was ruined.
Thus ruining it.
No.
Ruined.
Welcome to the Commentators Podcast. I'm Kramer.
I'm Juan. You pointed at Ryan, but I took it.
I always go last. I'm not going to.
Oh, okay. I'm Ryan.
I'm Tom.
Ryan
Sometimes.
this time.
Guys, let Tom say sometimes. It's his thing.
I don't mind everybody
The joke
saying
has
it.
taken over everyone.
Why can't you just let us all be happy, Ryan?
I've successfully created my own catchphrase. You go fuck yourself.
Is that the catchphrase? You go fuck yourself?
No.
I like that one too, though.
That can be your catchphrase, but said from all of us.
That doesn't make sense, Kramer.
Clearly, they got it.
As you do so often do not make sense.
That's often he doesn't make sense, but that time it kind of made sense.
I don't think it did.
Go fuck yourself, Ryan.
See, that's not my catchphrase.
No, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's
I'm pretty sure I've said
catchphrase.
that like 3 times today already.
Oh, yeah.
I was being particularly mean to you.
Yeah, you were. Why?
Because you were fucking 45 minutes late.
45, 15.
To your own house.
You told me 2:30.
And then I said we got out of the movie at 2:30. Which you hadn't left yet.
It's okay. We all kind of showed up at the same time.
Yeah.
Besides you.
I got each other.
Even though it's your house.
Granted, I was bringing food. I did a good deed, unlike Ryan.
We almost
Just showed
replaced you
up
with your
and
neighbor, dude.
Ate food.
It's true. A neighbor did leave. We're about to look at him and just go, hey, you want to help us break down this door and start a podcast?
We're going to call you Juan. Is that okay?
Okay, so we're covering Star Wars Episode VII, The Force Awakens. Do we want to start off with general...
Like no spoilers?
Thumbs ups? No, spoilers.
Oh.
All the spoilers.
Yes.
There's no way we're not doing spoilers on this.
Wait, hold on.
What would we talk about without spoilers?
Wait. Do y'all want to do like 10 minutes of no spoilers?
No.
Of just general
No.
thoughts? And then we can get into it.
No.
What if someone wants to just hear opinions real quick and then get
Then
out?
they can go watch the goddamn movie.
Then,
and then they
go
can
to the
watch
the rating websites where they gave it like the ratings.
This is for people who've seen the movie.
You're talking about Rotten Tomatoes?
Of course, you
Yeah,
know all
Rotten
those
Tomatoes,
assholes are
yeah.
going to spoil it in the
Fuck that
comments, so you can't really do that either. But you should just go watch the movie. Contribute to it, blowing everything else out of the water in history and box office sales.
Yeah, it did
Especially
fucking
Alvin and the
great.
Chipmunks.
Please.
Especially Alvin and the Chipmunks.
I say especially Avatar.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Avatar.
Was there an Alvin and Chipmunks?
You know how much
movie
it's got,
come out this
dude?
week?
What?
You know how much it's got? I think it's 2.8 billion.
Whoa.
2.8 what?
Bill.
Billion?
Yeah.
Bill Gatesian.
That's
It's either,
pretty awesome.
it's either 2.3 or 2.8.
And that's not including merchandise.
No. Is that for a full opening weekend or just the Friday and Thursday?
What are you talking about?
Like the...
The 2.8 billion?
Yes.
That's just everything all together. Like,
That was just like the first, I
Well,
think.
because today's still Sunday,
No, I
so
think that was
usually
the-
they count after Sunday?
No, I think that's just the first day.
oh, you're talking about like what's the
That might be
weekend box
opening night.
office for Star Wars?
Yeah, is that what they're at so far? Like, out of everything?
2.8 billion?
I think that was opening
No,
night.
dude, no.
What? I don't understand what Ryan's trying
I
to tell
said
me.
Avatar holds 2.8 billion.
Oh,
That's the most.
Avatar.
Fucking shit.
Really? I saw that movie once, and that's it.
That was,
So did I.
That was their opening.
I
I
saw
guess that's all they needed.
But that was the 3D craze. It brought 3D.
But that was like the whole
3D
weekend
prices.
Yeah.
No, that was the whole
everything.
the whole stretch.
of all time.
Yes.
Okay.
No movie makes $1 billion in a weekend.
Maybe.
I
Star
thought
Wars
you-
made
I thought you meant the Star Wars movie made 2.8 opening night, and I was like,
No,
holy shit, they
it's
could
not
build
possible.
their own Death Star with that.
It's not possible.
It could be.
The international
Maybe.
numbers
The Death Star?
are over 250 million.
Yeah, I saw
million.
that.
Yeah.
I saw that today.
Which is fantastic.
It's
Pretty
fucking
awesome.
great.
It's only been 3 days.
I think Star
Yeah.
Wars has been fucking with the releases of movies coming out next week and the week after because
Yeah, no one's gonna
Hateful
wanna see
Eight
them.
has been bouncing back and forth.
I saw that.
The Revenant.
Because
Hateful Eight
I
could-
really want to see Hateful Eight. I really do.
I think
I
everyone
thought it
does.
was supposed to come out on Christmas,
It-
and then I saw
yeah.
it was different now.
Yeah, it's the 8th. No. It went from Christmas to the 8th and then back to New Year's.
Oh, yeah.
What?
It's jumping around a lot.
So Hateful Eight isn't coming out on Christmas anymore?
The limited 70 millimeter releases, which is
fuck.
the extended version that has an intermission.
Oh, I read about that.
I think we have
But that's
one.
not going to be in theaters everywhere.
We
though.
might have one theater in Houston that's doing that.
Is it like Alamo Drafthouse?
Probably.
Yeah.
That was actually my whole plan was for Christmas was to go watch Hateful Eight.
I don't want to see it.
For me, it was The Revenant. I'm
Well, now you
looking
can go
forward to
watch
that like crazy.
That dad movie was it Stepdads or some shit.
Stepdads, dad versus
Dad battle.
dad,
What?
dad off,
Dad off.
daddy
Dad
off.
Knock your dad off.
Dad versus dad.
What are y'all
To
talking
the
about?
death. Marky Mark versus
The daddening.
Mugatu.
Oh,
Well, got to.
The Swole Mugatu.
Yeah.
am I the only one who liked the other guys?
No,
No,
everyone liked the
everyone
other
liked
guys.
that movie.
It's fantastic.
There's nobody that saw that movie that didn't like that movie.
I'm glad they're doing something again.
Oh, that's true. They haven't done a movie together since that.
Yeah.
This movie doesn't look as good though.
Oh,
No, I, don't
could
know.
be
It
wrong,
totally does.
but I don't think it does.
that one
I
did.
didn't like the trailer that much.
That one
It
did
didn't really get me.
have the fantastic duo of Samuel L. Jackson and The Rock in the beginning.
Oh, I love
Yes.
that. I
Oh,
love
they were
that.
the
It's so
entire
great.
that was the
act.
best.
They
Aim
were-
for the bushes.
Hey, for the bushes.
No bushes.
There's no bushes.
None. It was all cement. Straight street.
That's probably the best long shot I've ever seen before.
Yes, they're just running, just
So
moving their
heroic.
arms,
Just
in-
falling
in
the whole
air.
time, just to nothing.
Too good.
Anyway,
Should we keep going with trailers? Because there was a lot of good trailers with that movie.
No, there's too much.
by the way, I like
Also
the
the-
Civil War trailer.
Oh yeah, you weren't here last time, Ryan.
Sorry.
We've moved past it. I'm
We
sorry.
had like a whole episode.
Well, that's
for
all I
Civil
wanted
War
to
trailer.
say. I liked it a lot.
Edit that to where he says he didn't. Like it.
I like the X-Men trailer.
I laughed only at the ending of that trailer.
We talk about like this him
When
in the
Professor
wheelchair.
X comes out, it just opens up and he's like staring there, all bald. I'm like, you didn't need that.
Oh,
I
I
apparently,
can't unlook from his straight eyebrow hair.
I thought you meant the part where he's in the wheelchair and all of a sudden the wheelchair just goes.
Oh, where he gets pulled and he's
Yes.
just like dangling on the side. That's pretty funny. Now that I think about that. Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs.
supposedly he's looking at something in that shot, though.
What? Oh, when the door
Yeah.
opens.
Yeah,
I
but that totally looks like a trailer shot as well, in a way.
didn't think they
So the
needed it
shot will
in the
be
trailer.
different, but
You think it was just for the trailer?
yeah, I think that shot will be different in the movie.
I think that's something that needs to be done with trailers more often. Just make up shots for the trailer that are clearly just staged.
Even Star Wars did it.
That's-
The shot, the
Oh,
first
of him
shot we got.
stumbling in the snow.
Yeah, that was different.
You're
in
right.
the-
That wasn't in there.
yeah,
I was actually waiting for that, but when they showed him, he already had it on.
yeah. The whole
The lightsaber.
where he pulls
which
it
was
out.
very Darth Vader reminiscent.
Yeah.
Which I like that, but I think they need to do that with more trailers because that's something I was really happy about with the trailers for Star Wars was that they didn't really reveal that much,
Yeah, there's a lot in that.
unlike the fucking Superman Batman trailer.
Batman suit.
You don't even know. There could be other shit that hasn't been revealed yet.
That's what I was telling.
That's
Monster
everyone
Day.
thinking that.
That Doomsday is just not the big guy.
Yeah,
That they just showed him to like distract everyone.
Like everyone thinks that showed the villain that they revealed the whole movie, when every trailer does exactly what that one did. You know,
but that's what I'm complaining
They
about.
they're better than this, Ryan. They didn't need to.
they did need to.
No, they didn't. They could've- they could've
yeah,
just
you
did-
don't,
did it.
you don't understand when they're going up against Marvel.
Dude, everyone
You
was
know-
going to go see that movie anyway. All they had to say was Batman versus Superman. We still would have went to see it.
I would have. Yeah, just that alone was bringing me to go see it.
There was a
Hints of Aquaman in there? Yeah, I would have got to see it.
There was a
He's supposed to be
weird.
Yeah.
This isn't about fans. This is about general audiences. And if general audiences don't see a Marvel logo, then they're skeptical about that kind of stuff because people
well, but
can. people
general
can.
audiences
People, shut
aren't
up.
going to know who Doomsday is.
People can.
I know,
hear,
right? They're gonna be like, "Oh, is that the Hulk? Is that Abomination? What's going on here?
He looks like
I did think it looked like Abomination.
right now he looks nothing like Abomination. He looks like a cave troll.
It looked like
Oh, yeah, I
Abomination.
saw the side by side of that actually. Yeah, yeah. He
And
does look more
Abomination
like that.
wasn't supposed to look like that.
Well, I'm talking about like from the movie.
That's what I mean.
I think I want to see Battlesuit Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to see it?
No.
I want to see
Not
it.
the purple and green suit.
Yeah, just do it.
I
Whatever.
wouldn't mind that suit.
Fuck it.
Nah.
They're already bringing Doomsday. Just throw in the battle suit. I want to see his
Doomsday's
head
look's gonna
unprotected.
change though. He's not gonna look like a troll the whole time.
That'd be cool if he does change.
And he's
throughout the
fucking
fight.
huge. He's like a little bigger than I thought he'd be.
If there's more stuff to the trailer than what they showed, I'd be really happy.
I think there's definitely gonna be, but still saying that I don't think they needed to show him.
Yeah, they could have just left it at Batman versus Superman, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Ryan.
It got people like me hyped who were big fans of the Death of Superman storyline.
You think they're gonna do the exact story though? I don't think they'll kill him.
It depends.
I think they might kill Doomsday, but he'll just come back later on. Obviously, like
I don't think he's gonna come back.
you don't think so?
We're not getting a Superman movie till way after all the other heroes get movies.
Oh damn, that's gonna be really far away.
That's fine by me.
Superman or Batman, they're not getting movies for a long time.
I thought Batman was getting one.
Well,
Anyway.
we don't know. Well, you know what they did with Spider-Man? They just injected him.
Yeah,
So depending
I
on
thought
what
they were doing
happens,
that for
they
the
might
Batman.
just inject Superman and Batman somewhere in there.
So
But
many fucking
I
Superman
think we're
movies coming
definitely
out.
going to see.
Why? They were good.
What?
Well,
What?
What'd you say?
So there's so many fucking superhero movies coming out.
Oh, I thought you said there's so many Superman movies coming out. Like you were mad.
Oh no!
I was
I
like,
just meant like
wow,
super,
I
like
like the
just
last one.
superhero movies in general. It's
Oh.
hard to keep track of.
Dude, there's way too many in the next like
I mean, the first quarter of next year
5
is
years.
packed because we have February, March, and April's a break. Nothing's coming out in April. Oh. But then May.
Maybe they're like April Fools. Here's a movie.
Because it's Deadpool February.
Yeah.
Yes.
March is Batman, Superman.
Yeah.
Nothing April. And then in May, it's
May.
Civil War and X-Men.
And
Civil War
X-Men is
and
in
X-Men
May.
is May?
X-Men is a Memorial Day.
What?
At
Oh
the end
man,
of the month. It's packed. It's jam-packed.
that's so cool. And then Rogue
one
One
of those
in
movies.
December.
One of those. Rogue One December, and then we got Doctor Strange and Suicide Squad somewhere in there.
Somewhere at
are
the end of the year, right?
Are the Star Wars movies coming out like once a year
Yes.
right now, and they're
Yeah.
all in December?
Yes. Well,
I think so.
Probably holiday.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
same.
Yeah, man, I mean, Christmas is December 18th now. So
Okay,
just
what
stick to
is
that.
Rogue
Yes.
One? What is Rogue One? That's supposed to be. Is that a Han Solo storyline?
It's a
or-
Star Wars story.
It's the
Sorry.
plans to steal the Death Star. The crew.
The Rebels.
Yeah. And episode 4, remember they have the plans. This is about them getting the plans and stuff.
So there probably won't be too much Jedi stuff in that one.
Well, I
Darth
was going to say
Vader's
maybe not as
alive.
much.
Well, Darth
but
Vader's in there, but I'm saying like there's not. Darth Vader is going to be the only Force user.
Correct.
yeah, they won't like Obi-Wan wouldn't be involved in that.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's
And he'd
still
be the
like,
only one.
in the desert, getting his brains fried.
I'm
Sandface.
with the fans that say Obi-Wan still deserves a movie with Ewan McGregor.
Like his own solo movie.
Yeah,
Speaking of, I have some cool stuff that I didn't catch.
I know.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, of him.
I got a couple of cameos in
sorry.
my pocket.
Me too. You have 3? I have 3.
I have 3 as well.
Oh yeah, okay.
Air
high five.
What
Yeah,
what
air
period
five.
are you talking about with the Obi-Wan movie? Because I'm imagining it after he's already gone to Tatooine, and the whole movie is just him looking across. He's like, sand
Fine.
everywhere. There's sand. It's just
From,
like he puts it up in his hand.
from a certain point of view.
What's for dinner today? Sand.
It just has him at a table. There's sand in the plate. He's like, it tastes like it does every other day.
Sand.
For dinner, he,
I don't know why, but
Next morning
Obi-Wan
he sees his
saying
plate.
the word sand is the funniest thing to me.
The sand in my food
Sand.
again.
and then the occasional Ewok comes by. Hello there. Continues eating sand.
Yes. I just imagine he got like really bored and he just starts using the Force to move the sand around. He's building like Sandmen. He's like, there's nothing to do anymore. I am so bored. Is this retirement?
It just has
Sucks.
a cave with like a heat plate.
I should have had better savings. I could have bought a house somewhere.
Why didn't they pay us?
I retired to a
It'd be
cave.
awesome if he was like working for water or something.
Hey, that'd be cool.
Hey, Obi!
That was good.
Thank you. It's because it's a Middle Eastern
Yeah,
stereotype.
I was like, I guess it would be good. I mean,
What if Obi-Wan just eats sand people?
Oh, shit.
what the fuck, man?
That got dark. All he eats is Tusken Raiders.
Yes. They're like, since they're all
Whoa.
covered,
That's
when he
worse than
peels
what
back, they
Anakin-
have like perfectly.
Maybe that's why they're so savage, because he's been rummaging through their villages, just like murdering their.
That's worse than
He,
what. That's
he
worse
knows
than
that more
what.
will come.
That's worse than what
He
Anakin
took
did.
out 2 the other day, and then 5 came back. A man has to eat. Sand people.
I season my sandpaper with more sand. Okay, so for the actual movie,
No, seriously, he deserves one though.
I would
That'd
love
be cool.
to see that.
That'd be
like
cool.
the prequels, Obi-Wan.
No,
You don't think he's too old to play the character now?
no,
You
no.
and
He could
McGregor?
totally play that in between.
Ewan McGregor?
In between 20 years of
That could
prequel
work.
and original trilogy.
Yeah, because he looks hella old in A New Hope.
Oh,
Yeah, they would probably need to
Alright.
age him a little bit more,
That's because his
depending
healthcare
on when
sucks.
depending on when they. Life on Tatooine
Sand
is
people
harsh.
don't have
No,
very good.
it's the Jedi health plan. They didn't have anything. He had like no health plan, no insurance,
Nothing,
So
no
as,
food.
as soon as he hit 50, he's like, "Shit, I've got all these medical problems. I'm just dying."
Whatever happened to his
That's why he let
lightsaber?
Darth Vader kill him, because he was like, "Fuck it, I can't pay these medical bills anymore. Just take me, Darth."
Strike me down, and you shall inherit my debt.
Put it on the Empire scab.
I just imagined him as a Force ghost talking to Anakin, or no, not Anakin, to Luke. Like, Luke, you must not. What is this? He opens it up. How the fuck are they still sending me letters?
Little
Tell
ghost.
them I'm not here.
Luke gets a phone call. They're like, Obi-Wan, it's for you. He's like, tell them I'm dead.
You are dead. Well then.
That's all that.
Did I tell you sand people are delicious?
Could I offer you some sand?
It was
The side of your sand?
It was originally James Arnold Taylor who did the voice for him. Which he's the voice actor who does Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then they replaced him with Ewan McGregor.
Isn't that what we're talking about?
Ray.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
There was a voice actor.
So did you hear it today?
Yeah. I read it today.
There's a part in the film. Spoiler alerts for this whole podcast. That
for the prequels.
no.
No, now we're
Force
talking
Awakens.
about the movie.
Okay, this one. Okay.
Okay, we're starting the movie.
When she touches the lightsaber, right? She gets her visions of past, present, future. We don't know some of it.
Everything.
And we hear Obi-Wan say Ray.
The full thing, he says, Ray, these are your first steps.
That's
That's the full line.
So
And today I heard it. I heard talking the first time, but I didn't know what he said. Today, when I resaw
means-
it,
Was that
I
supposed
heard
to be?
it.
Was that supposed to
That
be in there,
means-
or was that in there?
It's
that
supposed
means
to be in there.
we're going to see Force Ghost Obi-Wan next movie.
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
Because it's going to
Yeah.
be Luke with all the dead Jedi.
Episode
or
8,
something.
Return of the Force Ghost.
Oh.
But yeah, it was originally the voice actor who plays Obi-Wan, but they
Yeah.
were like, we can
And-
get Ewan.
And then, they got Ewan McGregor, and he was like, well, if I could be replaced by anyone, it's him.
yeah.
Okay,
But how cool is that? He's
No,
like,
that's
Ray,
amazing.
these are your first steps? Like, whoa.
that just adds a
Chilling.
whole bunch of more questions to everything that's just been like that was unanswered by this movie that people are already speculating. Okay, should we just start from the beginning?
Okay, yeah. Let's start from the beginning.
On
we
Tatooine
open-
number 2.
Oh, what? Oh, what were you going to say, Ryan?
We open with the logo of Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
And then, no.
Okay, he's going 2 to the beginning. That scroll, though.
I like how the movie
scroll, I mean.
Oh,
Scroll,
it's called the
scroll?
opening crawl.
Crawl.
Oh, I had no idea what was going on. When I first read it, I was like, what?
I love
no
how they-
idea what's going on.
As soon as it came on, the first line, Luke Skywalker has vanished. Straight to the point. Awesome. Super good.
That was the one part where I got emotional.
Yeah, it's just
Because
like,
it hit me that we were like seeing it.
it's starting. As soon as the music and the logo came on.
I was trying not to
Yeah.
get excited by that part because after, and I know I've only watched all the movies like recently, but like after watching the 4 through 6, I started liking them, and then like I went home and watched the prequels, and like the crawl came up, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome, and then just
And then-
disappointment. But then like so I was, even when it came on this time, I was like, don't get excited, don't get excited. But then the whole first scene at that camp,
Oh, man.
there were several things got me at that
So
point.
good.
Several things we had a great theater.
Yeah, we did, because I went today, and there was little kids kicking me, little
Oh,
kids
really?
talking to the next to me. Some guy walked in going, hey,
Hey,
Really?
hey, where you
are
at?
Where you at?
Where you at? And everyone was just staring at me. He's just looking around. He starts going up the stairs really loudly, just duh, 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 duh. And he goes, oh shit. He drops his popcorn and he goes back down and he comes back up, drops his cup. He's just cussing as he's going up and down the stairs, losing all of his food.
Dude, he did that on purpose.
And I was like, this motherfucker here.
God damn it.
No, he did that on purpose.
No, the theater that we went the first time was great because everybody was like,
it was a great
It came on, like as soon as the lights came on, everyone cheered and dead silence.
Silence. The only time people clapped was when we saw Han.
Yeah.
And at Luke, I think. Everyone else was quiet, and it was so good.
Y'all ready for Star Wars?
Yeah, it was like, shut the fuck up.
No, I didn't say that. I said no. Nobody start talking.
Yeah.
I like how as soon as you said that, because it was so weird, everybody was like, ah, and then Ryan just screams out, everybody stop talking. And the whole theater got quiet.
He didn't even scream it, he just said it.
Sternly.
Ryan, king of the nerds.
I was not in the mood to deal with some bullshit.
Silence, assholes.
You know what? I got really worried when that guy who was dressed as like Obi-Wan was running around the front with his lightsaber.
He was going to be the one.
Being crazy, and then I saw his friends were coming behind us, and I was like, God damn it. I was like, this annoying asshole is going to be right behind us the whole time.
No, but they were great. Dude.
They were fine.
Yeah, I thought so. Same thing.
You got worried too? I was like, ah.
I was like, damn it, that guy's going to be a dick.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Did anybody else think the movie started on Tatooine?
No.
Because I didn't read anything about the movie before about like Jakku or any of that.
Oh.
And I just saw Desert Planet. And I was like, is this Tatooine? until they actually said Jakku in the movie, I thought it was Tatooine.
I had a theory about Jakku, my own personal theory, that it was Tatooine, but a new Hutt took over, and his name was Jakku. And maybe he named the planet Jakku the Hutt. And maybe he named the planet after himself. But nah, I mean, I think
there's nothing but sand over there, and at least in Tatooine, there's
a lot
rocks.
of sand.
Yeah, and you can tell even this is going to sound really weird, but the economic structures are different. Because in Tatooine, there's moisture farms, where on Jakku, it's a salvager planet.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of metal, and even the creatures. There's a lot of like cyborg-looking creatures that had metal parts.
Yeah, and there's none of the same like
flesh.
like
and everybody
aliens.
was pulling in bags of just parts and metals and stuff.
Yeah, no one talked about moisture farms or even like the species. There weren't the desert species.
Yeah,
there was actually. It didn't look like there was anything native on that planet. It looked like it was just a desert planet with random people from random things.
Yeah, they probably came just to specifically scavenge everything they could from the past war.
Which, the first thing I noticed in there, like even with like the new creatures and everything, the puppets were amazing.
Oh yeah.
Like I like they did everything they could to not do what the prequels did, which is where the movies felt completely different because it was all CGI'd. It didn't have that feel.
Yeah.
Was
good.
Was that beast drinking the water? Was he CG? I don't remember him being CG.
He looked maybe a little CGI, but like just his face. Mm-hmm. But the rest of him looked real.
That was great.
Yeah, like you could tell by like the way some of them were moving, where it felt like a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And even like I don't know if it's maybe just because I know it was shot on 35 millimeter. It was shot on film.
Yeah,
but it felt like it was shot on film, and it gave it kind of like the same feel. It wasn't overly bright like the prequels were.
Yeah, everything wasn't shiny and clean.
Yeah, you felt like you were watching a Star Wars film.
They did a great job of keeping it exactly the same feel throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, that's
it's really good.
Yeah, that let
Jakku.
me enjoy it a lot more instead of just being like I could imagine like imagining the prequels where everyone's just acting on a green screen, but here like the first one was Poe.
Yeah.
Poe was running around the camp jumping over shit.
Oh, yeah.
And the first thing I thought was, that's pretty fucking awesome because now I know he's not on a green screen being filmed. Mm-hmm. He's actually jumping over shit and there's shit in the way.
Yeah, it's a full set.
Yeah, whereas like the actors in the prequels, they kind of just standing around the whole time because they don't have anything to act with. They're just green screening and then shit's thrown in.
Yeah.
You can't just say like, hey, pretend there's a log on the floor. Where Poe was actually like trying to maneuver around shit.
Yeah.
And like they did models of the ships so that they could like walk under the ships and shit.
It was too good.
It was great.
And that's where we saw Simon Pegg.
Oh, who was he?
I missed that.
Apparently, he was the junk.
The guy giving out rations
behind the window. Yeah.
Was he?
Oh, awesome!
Nice.
Apparently, that was him.
I didn't know who he was. I knew he was in it, but unsure.
There was a surprise
cool.
cameo later on. Or I'll just wait for that part.
Okay, well, we'll still talk about the beginning, I guess.
Yeah. Or even like for the feel, what I liked was the stormtroopers, because everybody complained before about the prequels how the stormtroopers were CGI'd, whereas in this one, even the way they walked, it was like that clumsy like hustle that they had in episodes 4 through 6, which again kept it that feel of like the original Star Wars movies.
God, I love the new design.
I loved it too.
I love the new design so much.
They look good.
The helmets?
Yeah. No, the design of the stormtroopers.
I didn't really notice that much of a difference. Or maybe I just wasn't like looking
Well, you're
for it.
blind.
I didn't have my glasses.
Ryan is
It's mostly the helmet for sure, but I mean,
Okay, yeah.
they do have a different chest piece. And, I collect action figures. I can see it.
Oh yeah, the helmets are different. But
No,
I
that's
didn't-
the. I just said
like
that,
But the
motherfucker.
chest? Like the chest piece is different?
Yes.
I did like whenever they were going through and they blasted one of the stormtroopers and he flew back and hit the wall. His armor just kind of shattered.
There was some really, some
yeah.
really great physicality to this movie.
Yeah.
Like what you just said.
It didn't have that I don't know what the word is, where you feel like separated from it with the prequels, because nothing really reacts to one another.
Or even in the original trilogy, they didn't have as much to work with, so they would just kind of fall, sparks. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
it,
Because even then, like, and a lot of their stuff, like the first lightsaber fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, they couldn't do too much because the props were fragile.
sticks basically.
Yeah. Whereas now they learned all their lessons from both the 4 through 6 and the prequels to like say, okay, this is what works, this is what doesn't work. Let's put it all together.
Yeah, it was brutal. This movie.
I liked it.
That opening scene of them just coming out and just cleaning house
Oh
was
yeah.
so good.
And
Just shooting and actually hitting people.
and it got dark quick. They just said slaughter them. I don't give a fuck.
Kill them.
Yeah.
Oh, the first blast from Poe.
Yeah,
Where he
yeah.
shot at Kylo Ren.
Yeah, that got a big O in our theater.
Everyone was whoa. It's something completely
I've
new.
never seen that before. He just stopped the blast right there, and then he walked around. It wasn't like he's
It was
like
just flickering, it's just floating in midair.
yeah. And before
so
everything
cool.
like they do with the Force is just like I'm doing it for that 1 second, and then that's when it happens.
He held it for a
Yeah.
long time.
And like that showed that I
He
don't know
did.
if
There's a lot of holding it,
Yeah.
especially with interrogation.
That seemed to be
And,
his thing.
yeah.
That he can like freeze people.
Yeah, it
And
was good though.
but how that it happened so quick too. Ryan, do you know who that old man is?
No, that's definitely something I'm sure the story will get into.
Okay, because
I
the
thought
beginning said he was an old ally.
'Cause he definitely knew him.
Yeah.
He knew him. Yeah.
I thought it was
So-
Luke at first.
No.
What?
No, like when I first saw it, I was like, "Is that supposed to be Luke?"
Oh, okay.
Sorry, their reactions were great.
We're just like, you retarded? What the fuck?
No, because like it wasn't explained or anything at first. I thought it was like some
It didn't need to
backwoods-
be. Nobody else thought that ever
Yeah, well,
in the whole world.
well, I didn't know who to think it was because they made a big deal about it. But I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
It's okay, Kramer.
Just a little deal.
But they explained in the very beginning opening sentence that Luke is gone.
Yeah.
And they're going to see this guy.
And they're like, here he is.
Well, I
They're
was,
not going to be
going,
like, Luke is gone. We have to go see Luke.
I was going through
Hey,
like
Luke.
who it might be. So I was like,
Take this map to find me later.
the first one I thought was Luke, and I was like, it can't be Luke. Then I thought it was maybe Obi-Wan.
What? He's dead.
He's dead. He's super dead.
Yeah.
All right,
Actually,
guys,
I was
calm
not
down.
thinking this whole time. I can't imagine who it would be though, because that's like
We don't know anything yet.
I guess we just don't know.
Before I forget, though, anybody else think that Rey is going to have a Darth Maul sort of set up lightsaber?
I did.
Dude,
because of the staff,
I want
right?
that to happen.
Yeah.
I
I
want
was-
that to happen.
I
That
was
would be
thinking the
pretty cool.
same thing.
I think they're setting it up for it with the staff because she's holding on to that staff. She carries it everywhere.
And she's
Yeah.
good with the staff.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be
she's
too
gonna have
hard.
the dual blade.
That'd be
gonna
so
happen.
cool.
what I imagined. Although I don't think this is gonna happen. Was like they somehow alter it where they don't they don't take any parts off of it, but they just add onto it, where it's either like a spear or maybe even a scythe.
A scythe?
That would be really cool.
What?
Wow. Whoa.
Wait, a scythe lightsaber or like a
Yeah, a
scythe?
scythe lightsaber.
I don't think that would fit in Star Wars.
No, I don't think so.
There's okay.
I-
There's,
I think it would be pretty cool. I'm not
The-
saying it's gonna happen.
The spear would be cool. I could see that. But the scythe shape, I don't think that's
Yeah.
that's
Even the
good.
spear would be difficult because you got to have something that's wide enough to actually be able to block. If you're
That's
fighting
true.
somebody with a lightsaber, you can't just like block them with the tip of a stick. And you can't hold on to an entire stick of,
Well, I mean,
Force saber.
the heroes of Star Wars have always stuck to a basic. Like, I think every hero of Star Wars, main hero, has stuck to the basic one-hilted lightsaber.
Yeah.
Well, but they've
all the
already
bad guys
started
have
doing
different
like
ones.
unconventional things with the crossguard.
I'm talking about the heroes, though.
Yeah, but this is a whole new chapter.
I know,
thing.
but there is this thing about symmetry between all the movies that I'm
Yeah,
not against it.
It was very, very, very similar in structure to the first one.
It was
yeah,
the same.
it's very intentional.
Starting off on a desert planet.
Here, let me give something to the robot so that he can go away and find the person we need, type thing. And
Yeah,
There are
finding the droids.
there are plenty of examples
Yeah.
of sharing the same elements as A New Hope.
Yeah.
But that's the point. I mean,
And I don't care.
this is a
I
new
thought
movie
it-
for a new generation. There's no better
That's exactly
way.
what I said.
There's no-
off of this podcast.
There's no better way to
Do it.
bring in a new saga or whatever
Yeah,
than
it's almost
going
like
back to what people loved 30 years ago.
almost like a reboot
But
in
I
a
w-
way, but still in universe.
Soft reboot, yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want them to redo like all three movies like that because I kind of felt like the second
I don't
one.
think they would.
But it started off with they've set it up where the second one can already go that way because of it. Like in this episode 5 where he goes to a remote planet to find Yoda to train with him.
Mm-hmm.
They already kind of started it off that way or ended it that way with this one to start off episode 8.
Yeah,
Where she goes off to some remote planet to find Luke, and you already know she's gonna start training with him. So it's kind of set up the same way Episode 5 was, for at least that portion of it.
I think this movie already had its 5 in it.
Yeah, because
That
of
didn't make too much
the
sense.
normally where it'd be like "I am your father," except it's the same thing. I am your father. Yeah, but it's the
Well, I
reverse.
mean, not just that.
I am
just
your
think-
son.
I'm your son.
I just think that there were elements from 4 and 5 brought into
Yeah.
this movie, so that next time they have their chance to really run with what they want to do.
I really like that they did that, but then they switched it up. Whereas normally with Darth Vader, like Luke and Darth Vader, they couldn't bring themselves to kill one another. Like both of them wanted, like Darth Vader wanted to bring Luke to the dark side.
Yeah.
Luke was like, "No, I can save my father."
Yeah,
Han was like, "I can save you," and Kylo Ren was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." It was
Pretty much.
fucking awesome. And even then, like when he said, "I want you to help me," and he was like breaking down in tears, he wasn't emotional about like being saved. He was emotional about like,
what he was gonna do.
yeah, like I need you to help me, like cross over to this point of evil.
Yeah, because then he says, "I need your help in doing. I need to do something, and I don't know if I have the strength to do it." And the thing is killing him so that he has no turning back points.
Yeah, it was so fucking dark. I
So
loved
good.
it.
Second time viewing, I got a little choked up more at that part than when
Yeah.
I first saw
yeah,
it.
it was more shocking.
When I
than
the first
time.
the first time shocked. The second time I was just kind of like sad.
I mean, not shocking in the sense that because I don't like to
You
say
kind of
I
saw
don't
it coming.
I don't like
No,
to say
it
the
was-
phrase "called it," but I saw it coming when Leia told him to bring her son home.
No,
Yeah.
Right.
The whole way it was
Yeah, I
set
saw it
up.
coming
You kind of
too, yeah.
everybody kind of saw it
Yeah,
coming. Like,
even
it's-
when it was revealed that he was his father.
But it was set up so that you could sit there and go, "Don't do it, don't do it." And
You-
like
you-
you
you
tell
knew it was
everybody
gonna
in the
happen,
theater was
and it was
staring at
still-
it. Yeah,
More of my shock came from the fact that Disney allowed this to happen to the most popular character in their first movie
Yeah.
after buying, Star Wars for $4 billion.
I think
Maybe now
they-
we're gonna get the dead Han Solo toy.
Yeah, I think they realized that's terrible.
The one with the lightsaber in his
He's gonna have
chest,
a
and he's
hole
like,
in
there's a hole.
There's a
and
hole in
lightsaber
him.
comes in and out.
And his hand is outreached, and he's like kind of hunched,
what the
and he
fuck,
comes with a
man?
little bridge you can
Then you
toss
can
him
just
off.
toss him over.
What the fuck?
A chasm.
It just comes with a catwalk.
Yeah, man.
man? Jesus Christ.
I think
I'm
what
sorry.
it was is George Lucas put up with Harrison Ford for so long, and then when Disney took it over, they were like, "Well, we need his character, at least at first. But this guy's a big asshole, and we don't want anything to do with him.
Harrison Ford's not an asshole.
We're just gonna murder him."
Just murder him.
Harrison Ford's not an asshole.
He's just
Everything
grumpy.
I've ever seen Harrison
He's just
Ford, he's
grumpy.
a
He's
complete
He's just a
dick.
grumpy old man. He used to be very outspoken about how he didn't quite get Star Wars back in the day, and he didn't really like it. But he's grown to accept the love that fans have for this franchise and his character.
I think that J.J. Abrams and Disney, I don't think it's not so much a necessity of them trying to be like, he's just too much of a hassle to work with. I think it was convenient because they were like, it would be really cool if we did something to break this off from everything else and kill off a character.
Either we kill him or he kills himself in a plane sometime. And then,
God damn it.
Juan said that.
and then we have no resolution.
That plane wasn't his fault. It was Sean Connery's fault.
Or the set
Not
falls on him.
that plane. That's the wrong plane.
No, it was both cases.
All right, fine. I'll blame it all on Sean Connery.
Fought you myself for cheese Danish. There you
Sean.
go.
But again, it goes back to symmetry. You know, the wise old mentor dies,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
which fuels our main characters. You know,
Yeah, I guess
Arc.
Han was Obi-Wan in this one, huh?
Yeah.
everyone was always like,
Yeah.
it'll be Luke, but it was actually
The way he even took, like, Rey and Finn, you know,
Yeah.
under his, like, little wing for that time being.
I love the fact that this is a solo movie.
Yeah.
We find out that
It was
Kylo's
definitely
been
one
solo, and it's all about them.
And wait, what did you say?
Nothing. I'm not repeating it.
I didn't hear him either.
No one cares.
I like the reveal of Kylo Ren when he like takes off the helmet, because this whole time he's a dark looming figure at the beginning, and I noticed like off the bat that he's not big.
No, he's really
not like,
little.
you know, Darth Vader is over looming, where it's like Kylo Ren, he's like, you could tell he's kind of skinny and he has a menacing walk to him, so he's like, you know, he's full of anger and like rage. But when he takes off the helmet, you look at him, and me and you were saying this earlier, what Anakin was supposed to be in the prequels,
Yes.
they pulled it off in Episode 7
Yeah.
with Kylo Ren, where it's supposed to be an emotionally distraught kid that turns to the dark side.
But is, you know, very visibly torn between the two,
Yeah. Whereas Anakin,
the light and the dark.
Anakin, you never really bought that in the storyline in the prequels about like he's torn between them, and you're like,
I don't know about buying it. I didn't really care.
Same
You
thing.
know.
it's for me. It was like in the prequels, it didn't set up for like. I don't know if it's just the actor himself or the storyline.
The writing.
It was more like
Writing
hey,
helped make that bad.
Yeah. But from what I saw, like Anakin, he was pretty sad. He was freed from slavery. He went to the school.
He had
where
everything good
He's
going for
automatically
him.
like the prestige student.
He's just a baby.
Yeah.
It's a giant lightsaber
Whiny
baby.
bitch.
But yeah, I totally agree. That was the same thought I had when we left the movie, that this is what Anakin was supposed to be like.
Yeah.
Troubled and angsty, immature,
Yeah.
throwing tantrums. I really like that they showed how like immature he was. Every time he got angry, he was just breaking everything around him,
Yeah.
I mean, and then
which is better than killing soldiers. Though.
props to the actor. He has some good acting chops behind
Oh
him.
yeah,
So,
I thought Adam Driver did
yeah.
like a great job.
Oh yeah.
Him and Ray are my two favorite characters.
It wasn't this her first like movie?
This was her first acting gig, from what I hear.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, like she's
And she did a good job.
done nothing before.
The
I
guy who
think.
played Finn did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
He's
did
British.
good.
He is British,
Yeah.
which I didn't really hear it too much in like in his
No, not
talking.
at all.
I told you I only heard one slight slip up.
Yeah?
For a quarter of a second, he says something. I think it was kind of like angry. I don't remember what it was, but you could kind of hear a little bit of an accent. But then that was it.
I really liked his character arc as just being. They didn't hide him being a coward, which at the beginning he was just like, "Dude, I just want to get the fuck out of here."
Yeah,
And which was awesome when he was like, him and Poe, they're getting off the ship. He's like, "Stay calm, just stay calm."
Yeah.
He's like, "I am calm. I'm not talking to you."
I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, I was like,
He
this-
would. I mean, he would be the one to know what the First Order was like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be easily the most scared of what they could do.
especially seeing like what that was his first experience.
Just earlier before
on
they
the
were like,
field,
just kill
yeah,
these people.
Was murdering a bunch of.
Which brings up another thing, which has been stuff that people argued for the longest time. Whenever the prequels came out, that it's all the stormtroopers were clones, and people were talking about, well, in the new
Yeah.
ones, is everybody clones, or is that like they've just started having new soldiers? But there's an argument between Kylo Ren and one of the other guys,
Hux.
General Hux.
Hux. Yeah, and he's like, I'm just gonna bring in some clones. No,
Perhaps we should.
We should use the clones.
Snoke isn't Snoke. He says
Snoke wants the clones.
Yeah.
yeah,
Something
And-
like that.
But the other guy's saying like, no, my troops work, and he's
Yeah.
like, no, your troops are failing.
Because everybody knows the clones were badass.
Yeah, so now it's answered the question of it's both. Like,
Yeah.
they're still clones, but we've also started like assimilating soldiers and brainwashing them.
Taking them as I was thinking that there's no clones.
There was no clones.
I was thinking that
He was
the
bringing
option
up-
for clones
he
is
was-
there.
Yeah, he was saying.
Oh, the options?
Maybe we need to bring those clones.
I thought it was just that faction wasn't using clones, and then they're like in other parts of the galaxy they were still using clones.
No.
That's not what I got.
Well,
I got-
I mean, at least that's
it could
not-
be possible though.
Oh, because isn't the New Order different from the Empire?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
So-
I would imagine the New Order is not using clones, but what's left of the Empire is still using them. Or is
But they
there
still
any
have,
part of
like-
the Empire left?
They still have like all of the Empire's stuff though, like because Stormtrooper uniform, TIE fighters, the ships in general are all like very Empire like.
Maybe
All
they're
exactly
just.
the same.
I was gonna say just really like influenced by them still, and trying to build them up the same way.
Yeah,
That's why the stormtroopers are different, but still kind of look the same.
Yeah.
The TIE fighters are a little different, but they still look the
that
same.
might also explain the different uniform, like slightly different uniforms.
And maybe when they started, they didn't have the resources to make or time to make the clone army
yeah, that's
that
true.
they would have wanted. So they did this way of kidnapping children, brainwashing them, training them to be soldiers.
Yeah,
That's
But now that
very-
they're kind of established, maybe they're like, well, we could do clones if we wanted.
That's very. That reminds me of like the child soldiers in Africa, which is very with the times. You
Yeah.
know? Whereas in '77, it was the Nazis that were,
Yeah.
the,
Oh, they
the
did have-
backdrop to.
There was a very big like Nazi.
Oh yeah,
scene,
definitely. That's still
you know?
there, but I think, that there was an element of modern problems that we have. with-
Yeah.
I liked it.
I really like though that scene where Hux is delivering his speech right before they fire off the
The planet looked a lot
thing.
like Coruscant.
that they
one
shot. Yeah,
The one, I think it was Coruscant.
they said the Senate would be gone.
yeah, and the Senate is located on Coruscant.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
So
that was
that
a
was-
little bit of prequel came into the movie.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
literally destroyed Coruscant.
They're
That's
like,
cool.
this is the end to the Senate today and the Republic and stuff.
That brings up another point that I was trying to tell somebody, because I think somebody posted, they're like, hey, I want to go watch episode 7, but I haven't seen the prequels. Should I watch the prequels first and then go watch episode 7? And to me, I think there's not enough. Like,
No.
yeah, there's where
I would have said no.
yeah, there's Coruscant that gets exploded right away, and then mention of the clones, but that's it. There's literally nothing else from the prequels in the new movie. So I think you literally could just watch them 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yeah,
and just not watch the prequels altogether.
I'd
It's
go
good
with
for
that.
backstory.
Realistically, you could just read some footnotes on the whole series and then watch 7. It'd be
Yeah.
fine.
Or you can try
Yeah.
to find Topher Grace's cut of all 3 movies into one,
I heard about.
which I heard was amazing.
I heard so too.
Of the prequels.
They cut all 3 movies together. There's like 5 minutes of episode 1.
I feel like the prequels are the new EU, the new extended universe. Did they go?
Almost.
They kind of did away with the extended universe, didn't they? Wasn't
Yeah.
that
Well, here's the
something
thing. Like they, according to my brother, who's he has a lot of knowledge on the books that have been released in the EU,
that- yes.
and
I say like that. Yes.
and they decided to make those books legends, right?
Yeah.
They're non-canon now. The books, the old comics, the old anything previously to Star Wars: The Clone Wars is not canon anymore. But that doesn't mean that they weren't borrowing some stuff from the really good books that continued the story of
Huh.
Return of the Jedi. There's definitely things like, Ben Solo, Kylo Ren being, Han's son,
Yeah.
In the
and-
books, he was Jason Solo.
Jason Solo, yeah.
And they had a sister.
And we don't know Rey's last name yet.
This is true.
I don't think she's a Solo.
I figured they would have recognized her.
Rey? No, she's not a Solo. She's definitely a Skywalker.
She's probably a Skywalker. she has
They kind of telegraphed.
she has
that
a
lot.
memory of something she can't remember,
Yeah.
And
There was somebody because before this we posted on the Facebook if anybody had anything they wanted us to bring up, and somebody was bringing up how Rey is able to use the Force despite her having no training whatsoever with the Force. Like how the hell? Because and then that's one thing that they did in this movie that they never did in the prequels or the original ones. Like even Luke, he has no signs of being a Jedi or a Force user before he runs into Ben.
We do have one example from the prequels.
With Anakin? Well, okay, the
Anakin's
pod racing. But that's more like, he has good reflexes, but there's no actual Force use.
What about
No,
Luke?
he sees things before it happens. Qui-Gon says that.
What
That's the
about
Force.
Luke's first very training with the blast shield down? He could already pick out where the
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
as soon as
shooting.
he stretched out with his feelings.
stretch out your feelings. Touch me, Luke.
No, I'm watching Star Wars Rebels, and the main character in that show is a kid who's older than Anakin was in Episode 1. And he has a very similar story to Rey in that he's alone most of his life, and he's like a scavenger, fends for himself, and his Force abilities developed much quicker before meeting his master. And he was doing stuff as well.
And that seems like a normal thing to happen is if you have this power inside of you, even if nobody teaches you how to use it, it'll come out in some way.
Yeah. Circumstances will drive it out.
Yeah, but especially when Kylo Ren, when he went to try to interrogate Rey, and it seemed like it what's the word? Backfired.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking, what if the reason she'd never used it before, that moment, is that he kind of unlocked it.
He
somehow
triggered it
by putting her in that kind of a stressful
Yeah, I can imagine
situation
that.
where. I mean, in any cartoon, right? Whenever someone gets pushed up against the wall, is when they happen to get a little stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her trying to fight against his will to read her mind brought that out. What was dormant,
Him using the Force on her triggered the Force that was inside of her to be stronger.
yeah,
Like an antibody or something.
or just figured
Yeah, it might
something
work
for
like
it
that,
to use that.
Hypothetically, if she's a Skywalker, Luke's Goku and she's Gohan.
Yeah, there we go.
Also, there's the whole idea that I don't think you actually necessarily have to be born a Force user to use the Force. You can be trained to. Otherwise, there wouldn't be Jedi academies because they're not going to be able to find that many people that are born with the Force
And that's something
ability.
they didn't touch on was the
necessarily.
whole midichlorian thing because according
goodness.
to the prequels, you have to have the midichlorians, a certain amount of the midichlorians to be capable of being a Jedi. That's not something that goes. Your midichlorian count doesn't go up and down. However, the concept of the midichlorians is fucking retarded.
Wasn't it just everyone has midichlorians, but some people have more, and that's why they're better at the Force?
Yeah,
That would make more sense. But
but I don't like that. It's
No, me neither.
That's why I like that they didn't mention midichlorians at all.
Yeah, I mean, that
in
was
the
just George trying to put a measurement on it for...
well, as far as they're concerned, there are no Jedis. They're not even looking for something like that. They don't.
yeah.
They have no interest in even testing people for that because, as far as they know, Luke's the only one, and he's gone. This
Yeah.
is not
Yeah.
Luke, so who cares?
There was the idea. Was it you who brought this up, or was it you that Rey might have been?
He's pointing to Tom and Ryan.
Rey might have been in the academy when Kylo Ren started slaughtering everybody, but she was really young, and then they were like, "Okay, we need to put her somewhere safe," so they took her to Jakku.
That's funny you pointed to them, but I was telling Daisy that same conversation.
No, you said that to me, right?
I mentioned that as well to him earlier.
Okay, yeah.
I had on the way to here is when I was having that thought, that conversation.
Because we see her visions, right?
Yeah.
And it's definitely stuff from the past. We see her as a girl,
Yes,
you know.
that junk ration dude is holding her hand.
And then we see the Knights of Ren. They're done slaughtering what we can definitely presume is the academy that Luke started.
That's what I figured. Yep.
Which is his.
I wanna see that.
What he feels is his failure, and which is probably why he secluded himself. Yeah, that's what I think is prequel material. Or flashbacks.
I'll do flashback.
I can't remember quite everything else that she saw. I mean, we heard Obi-Wan say, "Rey, this is your first step."
She saw I thought the future because she saw the snow. She saw.
Yes, she was in the snow. I forgot.
She
about
saw the woods.
So she was getting everything: past, present, future.
the woods, and she saw what looked like an old Empire hallway to me at one point. At the very first thing when it changes and the room kind of goes black and there's lights all against the wall.
Yeah.
She wasn't in any of that before, so I assume she was seeing something from somewhere else.
Okay.
Maybe that was something Luke saw that kind of imprinted itself in the lightsaber when he was on the ship.
Which was going to say,
Empire or
is it
something.
memories from the lightsaber or is it her memories?
I think it kind of seemed like her memories, but it could be a little bit of both.
Yeah, it could be. That could have stemmed from the lightsaber as well.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. I mean, Luke didn't have the lightsaber for
very long.
35 years.
Yeah.
Or however long since he lost it.
It could have just triggered. It's one of those things.
I think it triggered something in her.
Yeah. There's so much like bad blood type thing around that one object that it kind of carries much emotional weight to it.
How long did they say that Luke didn't have the lightsaber?
Well,
if it's 30 years from
by our law, it's
Return,
30. It's 30 plus years. You know,
then it'd have to be 30 years plus.
However long it between
Empire and
Return of the Jedi
and Return, because he lost it at the end of Empire. So for sure, it's 30 plus.
I wonder
easily.
if Maz found it and was like, "Someone needs to take this damn hand off this thing."
Just
Peeling
prying
it off.
the fingers back.
Which even then, he didn't really have it for that long.
No, he only had it the first movie and the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just enough to get the feel of it, I guess.
But I mean, it is a Skywalker saber.
Yeah.
You know, so that might actually. I think that's going to be hers
In a way, that's become like a Force relic now. It's someone
because he's got his green one, unless he threw.
Unless he threw it into the ocean.
This
Next movie, we're going to open up with him being like, "I've been stuck on this island
Oh, thank
for
God.
a long time.
I'm tired of eating dirt. There's nothing here.
I ran out of sand. I
I
don't.
dropped my lightsaber 20 years ago.
I had a
I can't
volleyball
find
once.
it.
I've been teaching everybody with like the new one. Does he still has the new lightsaber though, right? The one that he built.
We don't know.
We don't know. I assume.
No idea.
I didn't check his.
I didn't
don't
look
think we
down.
could see it. I don't think.
I
We
can't remember. I don't remember him losing it in 6.
No.
Well, he definitely threw it away when he announced to the Emperor that he was,
Not gonna
he
kill
was
him?
definitely resisting the dark side. Mm-hmm. And I have to check to see if he's got it on his belt when he's
I
dragging
didn't
Vader
see
out.
it. But yeah.
You couldn't see. He was in that robe.
Yeah. Which, speaking of which, turns out me and Tom were wrong. Luke did not go to the dark side, as far as we know.
You're never mind.
You
I
know,
was going to compliment you on admitting it.
Oh. I don't know. There
I
could,
still say it's due to dumb politics.
What?
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 They knew they couldn't sell toys if Luke went to the dark side. That's all it is.
They
It's
knew they
all-
would piss people off.
It's a
it wouldn't
marketing
make-
franchise.
I won't say it's a marketing thing because the whole dead Han Solo toy thing. There's a lot in this movie that can't really be a toy.
I'm just gonna stick to the fact that it doesn't make story sense.
No, it totally makes story sense.
No, it
No, it
not.
doesn't.
No,
No,
it
it
does
doesn't.
not.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
No, it
Tom,
doesn't.
it makes story
doesn't.
sense, right?
Makes
No, it
story
doesn't.
sense.
No, it
How?
doesn't.
Totally does.
How?
How?
Why would you go through so
You know-
much to resist it and then
that's
just
when-
go
that's when-
back?
that's when you know you got someone when they go, "How?" Well,
First of all, before I even started talking, you cut me off.
actually, he did.
That's the whole part where, because supposedly once you start going towards the dark side, there's not really many cases of people going towards the dark side and then coming back.
Luke Skywalker.
That's okay, but that's the guy in question. What about precedents before
There was
that?
no question in Return of the
precedents
Jedi.
before Luke
Before Luke?
of people going to the dark side and coming back. Shut your goddamn mouth.
We don't,
You got
That
nothing.
is not
You got
even an
nothing.
argument.
But we're nothing.
we're talking about Luke Skywalker, though. It doesn't matter who came before him. It doesn't matter what precedented him. It's Luke Skywalker that's in question.
But
right?
it is still possible
So-
for him to go towards the dark side, and once you
Sure,
cross that
but it
threshold,
doesn't make story sense because of where he was at the end of Return of the Jedi, as well as what he tried to do.
no. But that was the first step. That would be like at the end. And
What's the first step?
in the prequels?
What's the first-
in episode 2, wherever Anakin first kills
Stop. We're talking about Luke. We're talking about
No,
Luke.
okay,
What's the
first of
first
all,
step?
You can't just say we're talking about one guy. But by the way, any other stories that have any relevance to this doesn't matter because I'm talking about this guy.
You're talking about Luke Skywalker turning to the dark side.
Yes,
Because it
okay.
makes sense.
And I'm saying with Anakin in episode 2, whenever he kills the Tusken Raiders, that's the first step towards him turning to the dark side. But he's not necessarily, oh, I killed some Tusken Raiders. Let me go kill the rest of the Jedi. It doesn't start off like that. It's a small step. And at the end of episode 3, where he does try to kill the Emperor because the Emperor says, just strike me down, because that's what he wants him to do. Because that's the first step towards the dark side.
What?
He does take
What?
that.
I thought you said the first step was the Tusken Raiders.
No, I'm talking about Luke now.
Oh, okay.
He said episode 3. He confused me. He did that.
Yeah,
shit
he
again.
did that.
Episode
Yeah,
6.
I got
Episode
confused.
6.
I'm trying to
All right.
follow.
When Luke does attack
Yes.
the Emperor,
Yes.
he takes that first step.
Right.
It's not necessarily
Right.
killing a whole village of women and children.
Right. Okay. He takes the first step.
He takes the first step, but it
Yeah.
doesn't mean. But that's at the end of the movie. So at that point,
No, that's not at the end of the movie. Well, not at the end of the movie, but afterwards, he completely frees himself from the burden and absolves himself of the temptation to even go towards the dark side at all.
or so it
He
seemed.
saves his
or
father.
So it seemed.
He
Kramer, at that
turns-
point,
he
you realize he
literally-
turned to back. He could have gone to the dark side, and he didn't. And then Vader turned back to the light side. That's two people completely going back. Like, why would they then later on go to the dark?
That's the Skywalker legacy, bringing balance to the Force.
Yeah.
I still
alright.
see. I think it's possible for him to have turned to the dark side.
What he did,
If
you
he
know what
fought-
he did? He nipped it in the bud.
Yeah, if he fought even if it's possible, which it totally could be, he's fighting to stay good just the same way Kylo Ren is fighting to stay bad. They already have their decisions, and it's just a struggle to keep it there. Like, they know what they want to do.
Okay.
Kylo Ren, he says it himself, he wants to be bad. He needs that push to be on the dark side. He feels the light side in him.
Yeah,
I'm sure
'cause
Luke feels
for-
part of the dark side in him.
Yeah.
But
For,
he's against it.
For
He
some
doesn't want to
reason-
do it.
For some reason, he
Yeah.
believes in what Vader stood for.
Yeah, and I was actually just random off topic, but I feel like what he was telling Vader, what he wanted, I want to finish what you started, I feel was his path to the dark side.
Yeah.
I feel like he knew that he turned good at the end, and unlike Vader, he wants to continue it
Yeah.
and stay
He had
on
to know the
dark
story
side.
of Anakin Skywalker.
That's
That's not what he's focused on.
Nobody knows.
That's what I'm
happened with
thinking.
Vader, though.
Well,
sure Luke
he
didn't go
has
into
to.
it.
He's a solo. Luke would have told him something like
I'm
that.
sure Luke didn't tell anybody. Once he got out of there, I'm sure he was just like,
Yeah, there's nothing to show that Han knows what happened on the Death Star.
He's like, I can't.
But
I can't
That's
let
just
anyone
kind of
know.
what I'm thinking.
But I don't know. That's his grandson.
Well, they
that's
don't-
That's Anakin's grandson.
Well, they don't know. Yeah, if Luke didn't say anything, I figured he would never tell him you're related to Darth Vader. He knows they're related. I figure he kind of has to know something. And my thing is that maybe he knows where his faults were, but he idolizes the dark side version of him, and he wants to be like that.
I feel like if you were in that position, like, it's his granddad, and you want to tell him about your granddad. If I had a kid and his grandfather was Hitler, I probably would just never mention that his grandpa was Hitler. I'd be like, I don't know what happened to your grandpa.
He could have tried to explain in a way of, this is where your grandfather went wrong.
I was going to kind of say the same thing. Like, look, he was a horrible person, but after all of that, at the end, before his death, he found the good side as a story to tell him, like, no matter how bad you are, you can be good. You can look at even the worst case scenario. He still had light in him as, like, maybe something to teach him as he's growing. But he focused more on the bad instead.
Or what if Luke never told anybody, and as far as Kylo knows, Luke killed Darth Vader?
Yeah, that's his
Oh,
mistake.
yeah, that
and
could
that's a
work too.
mistake he made.
That's his vengeance. That's
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
That's why he turned at the academy, because he found out like
That he
Luke killed my grandfather, even though he's my uncle or whatever.
And as far
Yeah.
as I'm concerned, the Empire had brought peace to the kingdom, and you basically threw it back into turmoil by getting rid of Darth Vader.
Yeah, so he can, as far as he's concerned.
And Luke
Vader
would
was waiting.
probably
Definitely.
be like, never want to even like confirm it, or knowing how Kylo is like just emotional, would never want to let him finish
'Cause they
explaining.
Leia mentioned that's why she sent him with Luke, because she knew, they all realized he was, the same as Anakin.
Unstable.
So
Unstable,
that's
yeah.
why they sent him off with Luke to be trained. And then, Kylo being, like Anakin, probably took offense to that. Like, what the fuck, they can't control me. They can't tell me what to do.
Definitely one of the most interesting things
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Does anybody else think Kylo Ren looks like the bad guy from Grandma's Boy?
Yeah, he does have that
just a
on
TJ.
little.
My
Just a
face.
little.
Yeah, he has that was it JP? JP.
JP.
He has the nose, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that. I got that too.
I liked it.
Especially when he does that down look thing, when he's kind of like unsure of himself.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
There was an interesting dichotomy with him and Snoke. He never called him Master Did he ever call him master?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Really?
I want to say
Yeah.
yes.
But I don't think Snoke
Not
is
as
a
much,
Sith. He's not a Sith.
Well, we know
We don't
the
know
Knights
anything.
of Ren aren't Sith.
I don't know anything
Yeah.
about Snoke.
But
Because he's not Darth Kylo. He's Kylo Ren, which is the Knights of Ren.
fantastic reveal when we found out he wasn't a giant.
Oh, wasn't a
I
giant?
was hoping he was a giant. Oh, that would have been so cool.
I don't,
I remember reading
Would've been
that they said, "Oh, well, Snoke's a very tall person. He's going to be very big." And then they showed him, and I was like, "That's bigger than I thought he would be." And then he flickered away. I was like, "Oh, okay."
I wanted to imagine like that guy holding a lightsaber, but it's a giant.
Oh my god, a
fucking
giant lightsaber!
Or he's got a normal sized one.
It's like
He uses the
toothpick.
Force and just throws his toothpick around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how cool would that have been? Like just a fucking giant 2-story lightsaber.
A 2-story lightsaber would have been pretty sweet.
Well, I mean, if you know, they're keeping his imagery, he wouldn't, like the Emperor, he would just use the Force. You know, the dark side of the Force.
That's true.
I could imagine.
He
that.
doesn't look like a villain who's going to use.
But in my head, I'm imagining like one of those anime battles where the characters are like running up the big bad guy, like Attack on Titan, and I imagine Ren just becomes like this super ninja Jedi, and she's running around Snoke as he's trying to like bat her off of him.
Yeah.
I thought that would be like a really cool fight. Maybe I just watched too much anime. I don't know.
Yeah, in the Star Wars universe, that actually would probably be really dumb.
Yeah,
No offense.
I still think it would be really cool. I would like to see that kind
What
of
if they
battle,
put it in there and you were like, "Oh no"?
You can go
it's
watch
worse.
that bad Attack on Titan movie if you want. All
That's
of that.
true. I want to
Oh,
see
yeah.
but it makes sense also that like here nobody really knew how to use a lightsaber because nobody was actually. Whereas in the prequels, supposedly everybody's had a master who was the master with the master with the master, and everybody's passing down these techniques.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole like wushu martial arts style of using the lightsabers. Everyone's
They
got their own
never
style.
they never actually do like lightsaber training. They're just all like, here's some shit being shot at you, block it. That's the extent of the lightsaber training that I've ever seen
In the prequels.
in any of them. Yeah,
Well, I imagine in the prequels they don't show like the classes where they're going through.
yeah.
the
There's never
training.
been like a fencing lesson or anything like that. It's just like,
Well,
here's
but-
some lasers, don't die.
Well, but that's not to say like when they train them at a young age that they don't go through that at some point.
No, they show that in the Jedi Academy. They're shooting lasers at them.
The little kids have the blast shields on
Yeah.
on the little.
I think once they find a master, they start learning
it's
a
like
certain technique and all
Yeah,
that.
technique and like on the job training.
Yeah, but like everybody eventually learns how to use a lightsaber, and like they have that flair to it or some sort of style to it.
I'm sure you're comfortable with the lightsaber up until you find a master,
Yeah,
and then you become more.
but as with this one, there's
comfortable.
not like anybody. There's no basic pattern to using a lightsaber. It's kind of just like there's a lot of stabbing. It's
Yeah,
just like I don't know how to use this. Yeah,
I was actually noticing about Rey's fighting. It seemed like she was still fighting with her staff when she had the lightsaber.
That's true, because
She was
she always,
very
like,
into the low stabbing motions, which she would have done like
Yeah.
with with that staff, and then just a lot of defense until kind of towards the end of the fight.
And then Finn. How about that Finn with that?
Finn, man,
He was wild with that thing.
he was crazy. He actually got a
was
hit
like,
on him.
He was like swinging it like a broadsword.
Yeah, that was really good. He did not, at that point, he just seemed like he didn't care.
Yeah.
He was full of anger and just like, come and fucking take this thing from me then.
that's actually another thing that somebody brought up from our comments that they wanted us to touch on. How was somebody like Finn able to land on a blow on Kylo when Kylo's supposed to be the new big bad Darth Vader-ish?
Well, you also
Yeah.
got to think, how many people has Kylo fought in hand-to-hand combat? Nobody else. There's no other Jedis.
That
He
was
doesn't fight
one of
anybody.
my
Ah,
things.
that's a good point.
He's strong, but it's
Like
true.
Anakin, he maybe killed a bunch of.
I'm sure he fought a lot of
youngling-ish
people who
guys.
don't-
Well, yeah, but since then, there's nobody he's fought with that lightsaber. He pulled it out to intimidate
Yeah.
people,
I
and then
wouldn't,
he
I wouldn't even go that route.
shoved them across the
He
room.
was-
It was basically the
hurt.
executioner weapon at that point, because
Yeah.
at that point you're just fighting people with blasters.
Yeah,
which
or-
as we saw have no effect on him.
So when he got into a hand-to-hand fight, he was like, "Fuck, fuck, fuck, fuck! I don't know what to do."
Like I always imagine too the same thing, that he's proficient with it, but he hasn't had to fight a real fight with it because there's no other lightsabers.
I mean, Finn is also a born warrior.
Yeah, and he's trained, so
Yeah.
he would have. And if that stormtrooper was trained with that thing
that
that
was
he was
boss.
fighting
That's a
Finn
good
with,
point.
That
Yeah.
was boss.
then they have some kind of fighting training, because they both at that match
And that's-
were going like they knew what they were doing.
And that's clearly an anti-Jedi weapon. It's a
Yes.
weapon specifically made to battle Jedi.
so from that also made me assume that they have, at some point you're going to come across Luke Skywalker, you need to be able to not die immediately.
That's
You have to have some
pretty good
kind
point.
of counter lightsaber fighting. And he's been a soldier since birth.
For God's sake, he was fucking hurt.
Yes, and he was shot
With
Chewie's bowcaster that killed everyone. It probably just grazed him enough, but still. He's bleeding, like, you can see blood all over the snow. So my thing was that he's injured, he's angry, he's just being sloppy.
And he's totally in the middle of just being torn between the light and dark.
Yes.
He's not focused.
He just killed his dad, and he looks up, and he just sees them running.
There's another part that I thought kind of made sense is where he was going to... At first I was questioning, why isn't he just using the Force to, like, just knock Finn to the side? But then I thought about it, I was like, no, this is his first chance to prove that he's better with a lightsaber. So maybe it's just the arrogance at that point. He's like, no, I need to prove myself.
Definitely.
So he's not going to just like knock him off with the Force. He's like, no, you're going to use a lightsaber, but this is my domain, and I got to prove it to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said he probably hasn't even seen a lightsaber since he, was at the academy or when he was training with Luke.
Yeah.
I really hope we don't see a huge design change with him.
With Kylo?
Yeah.
No, I like him the way he is.
Like I still want the cross guard
Yeah, me too.
because that's his thing.
Oh yeah, they're not going to take that away from him.
The whole get up. I thought it was like
It works.
just like Darth Vader. He never changed. He never needed to.
I was going to say, also in that fight between Kylo and Finn, it ended the way it should have anyway.
Yeah.
Finn still lost.
Yeah, Finn did lose.
And I mean,
Horribly.
he still got sliced in the back, basically.
Yeah.
So he still won. He got what seemed almost maybe like a lucky hit on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he still lost.
He was also kind of troubled, I'm sure, because Rey was there and he'd never felt that power before. He didn't know what to.
He's
think
emotional.
about her.
Yeah,
too.
she totally took him off his rocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever she backfired the whole, like, him trying to interrogate her mind, and she got in his,
Yeah.
like, when she's like, you'll never be Darth Vader, and he's like, what the fuck?
Exactly. When she said that, holy
That was
shit.
like some Harry Potter Professor Snape shit.
His face dropped like, how the fuck do you know that?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was pretty goddamn cool. I like that part.
That's why when he was running around, he was just like, "We have to find her because the longer that she's free, the more fucked I am."
And then the same thing when he finally did fight Rey, he wasn't trying to kill her. Snoke wanted her already.
Yeah. And he was also
so he
trying to
wasn't
turn
going to
her.
fight her to kill her. But it was still a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
Oh, it was brutal.
Dude, when he tries to pull the lightsaber after it falls from Finn's hand and he's trying to reach for
Did
it.
you think it was Luke?
Oh no, I don't
was
know
like-
what I thought
there was
honestly.
a chance, and I'm like, this might be his interest.
To be honest, I wasn't even thinking at
That
that
would've been
moment.
too much, I think.
I saw it like he's struggling with it, and I'm like, why isn't he grabbing it? He seemed to have no problem with it before, and then it flings past him. And as soon as Ray caught it, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I was
Oh
waiting
my
for that
God.
part, dude. I wanted that part.
It was amazing.
Whenever I like how she struggled with it at first, though. Not that scene, but like the Force.
Oh, yeah.
because she's like, I've heard about these Jedi mind tricks. Let me try
She
this.
knows the stuff.
but it didn't work at first, and I like
Another
that.
cameo.
What?
That
Daniel Craig.
supposedly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No,
There
no,
are-
they
there are-
confirmed it. They confirmed it.
Is it?
It's
yeah,
Daniel Craig.
He's a stormtrooper.
Well,
Yeah.
I've been reading that JJ said it was not.
Well, he said it like while they were filming, but then like now that it's out because they didn't want to reveal actual scenes and stuff. Or maybe
I think it's probably him. I don't see why he wouldn't do it for shits and giggles.
I think you would. Yeah.
because they were filming the new 007 nearby. And if Star Wars was being shot right next to where I'm doing, next to work, I'd take lunch and go over there.
Outside of that, that was a great scene.
Oh yeah.
Good
I love
comedy.
how she says you'll take these restraints off and leave the door open, and he just slowly turns his head. What?
He's like, are you, like
Tighten
the
those
look-
restraints.
And she says it again. He's like, I'm tired of those restraints.
I like the look on his face. He's like, this bitch.
Yeah,
It's
that's what you
are
get from like, what the f? He's like, I'll tie these restraints, you scavenger scum. And then she says it again, and he's like, his form, like, he kind of changes. He goes back
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little. I will open these things and
And you
leave the
get
door
that
open.
sort of growl that the Force.
Yeah, like, okay.
Which I loved that deep rumble that
Yeah.
the Force created in this
Yeah,
movie.
I think it worked better when she saw him because obviously he was behind her
Yeah.
to the
Oh, yeah.
side. As soon as they were face to face, it was over. That's where it came.
That
It comes
scene
in.
takes on a whole new movie when you think James Bond is under that helmet.
And then,
That's true.
but the best part too is when he's leaving, she's like, "And you'll leave your weapon." I'll leave my weapon, and he just drops it.
Yeah, no
He got
concern at all.
no
He's just like,
concern. He just lets it go. Like, "Yep, here, take it."
There's a lot of funny parts in this movie
Yeah, there
I
was.
really enjoyed the thumbs up from
The
BB.
thumbs up from
Oh,
BB-8.
man.
Wait, wait,
was so fucking good. I lost it.
I think that was the best BB-8 moment.
Speaking of BB-8, I have to say I've been super into BB-8 as like one of my favorite characters before it came out. I got nervous because I was like, oh my god, I've invested so much time and admiration in this character.
He lived up to it.
What if BB-8 is hella annoying?
No, he
I
was
got scared
great.
just for a little bit, and then after the movie came out, I felt so glad that BB-8 became my favorite once again.
How would you have reacted? Is as soon as they introduced BB-8, he just comes out with C-3PO's voice. He's like, "Hello, I am BB-8." I imagine you would have like just punched the guy sitting in front of you.
I would have
You
taken out
punched a lot of people before you watched that movie.
No, he just punched you a lot
just
of
you,
times.
Kramer.
You've
It was
never
just
punched
you.
me before.
Why?
I punched you before.
Were you nervous?
He had-
It's just
He was
been
like-
a while.
He punched me twice before the movie.
Why?
He was insulting my honor, I'm sure.
I saw your honor all the time.
I think he was trying to attack me also.
What were you saying?
What he said was, "Hey Juan, that guy's wearing the same shirt as you," and then Juan got mad and punched him. And then we walked past to confirm that guy wasn't wearing the same shirt as Juan, and then Juan punched him again to reaffirm that he was wrong.
And then he was just sitting there. I was like,
He deserved
Did you
it.
just punch me? Why?
I had to put you in your place, Kramer.
I didn't understand. Was it the stress of BB-8? Like you were so worried about BB-8 that that's all you could think about. You're like, I can't focus on it.
There's so many emotions running high for the movie. I was just too excited.
You were within like 300 feet of this, Ryan. You didn't even know what was going on.
No, I did not. I did not.
You were inside that
Like, you
restaurant that we
didn't
were
trip
standing
some
outside
random
of.
kid. I imagine if some kid had walked out and had been like, that movie was so great, and before he could say anything, Juan's like, spoilers, and he just knocks the kid out cold.
Oh my god. I
was
love the
good,
way you
though.
explained that, Tom. It was pretty great.
Was that not accurate?
It was
That's
accurate.
kind of exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened, yeah. The guy's wearing the same shirt as you. Fuck you, Kramer.
It's all coming back to him now.
Just like, what the fuck?
It was a similar shirt.
It was not.
I also really enjoyed that Finn had no idea how the Force worked.
Oh my god, yes.
Whenever they're like working in, like they're about to sneak in, and he asks him, "So what's your plan?" He's like, "It's okay, we'll just use the Force." That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
That's not how this works.
Coming from Han, it's great.
Yes.
What did you used to do here? Sanitation. Sanitation?
How are you supposed to take down the shields? I don't know. I figured we figured out what we got here.
Figure we'd use the Force, right? God.
I lost it at that
And
point. I was
Chewie,
like,
who does not care, just like, oh, I'm cold.
Man, Chewie. They got Chewbacca right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chewie was great.
Chewie was
I liked
great.
Chewie.
They got the repertoire between him and Han perfect.
"Oh
And-
yeah."
But they did do the Darth Vader no moment, but in Chewie.
Yes.
Oh, when Han got stabbed?
Yeah, when Han got...
Ray had her no right, but it was Chewie's that was like
It was Chewie's the one where I actually felt it.
Emotional, yeah.
He was just
Yeah.
like, ah, and he just instantly shot him.
Yeah, Ray didn't know. She just kind of gasped really
Oh, okay.
dramatically, but Chewie was like... "Ah!"
I love that.
I think that's a good acceptable no.
Yeah, he just started shooting everybody. I was like, yes.
Oh, he starts wrecking them, man.
I
Oh,
accepted
man.
it because
Yeah.
it wasn't no.
Yeah. You knew what he said, but he didn't have to say
If
it.
Vader would have just screamed instead of like yelling no awkwardly, it would have been different.
No.
But that was weird. I didn't like that. If he would just be like "Ah!" and broke everything.
No, that
Yeah.
scene is epic until he says no.
Yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
If he, like I said, if he would have just violently just smashed everything.
And then in the Return of the Jedi, that scene is epic until he picks him
Until-
up and says no.
No. Off the roof. Yeah. Oh, man, I felt so bad for Chewie.
Yeah.
He just did not give a fuck at that point. He
That's so sad.
shot
He-
Kylo.
oh my God, he
Started
came to-
shooting people, let off the bombs.
You know what I felt even more bad for Chewie?
Where,
There was something I felt even worse about. At the end, Ray becomes captain, and he's still fucking co-pilot. I was like, this is fucking
Even
bullshit.
after he saved
right?
them.
He
He
saved,
saved
them.
them. He has the most experience with the Millennium Falcon. No, Ray's not the captain.
Well,
Hey, she did pretty good with it though.
I don't give a fuck.
She was fixing that. fucker
no,
up.
no, Chewie has tenure, damn it.
Yeah, he didn't know how to fix the Falcon though. Han always had to tell him.
Chewie always fixed it.
He was
the
always doing
mechanic.
shit wrong. He's like, no, that one goes there.
Like
This
Ray
one
knows how
goes
it
here.
works. Ray fixed one thing one
She
time
fixed two
at the beginning
things.
of the movie. At the beginning of the movie.
3 things.
Ray
Yeah,
is
it
what
was-
they hoped Anakin would be. You leave her alone.
Oh man.
No, I still think he should get the Falcon. I
That's
still
a
think he
great
should get the
point, though.
Falcon.
He's probably calling his wife on Kashyyyk like, "No, honey, I didn't get that promotion." But the guy in front of you literally died.
He died right in front of me.
On the upside, I don't have a life debt anymore.
It's literally like Chewbacca has what might be 10 to 20, no, 40, 50 years of experience on the Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
Ray's been there 5 days.
Probably like 2.
I don't know about 40, 50 years, maybe. Well,
It's
yeah,
30
maybe,
years,
30 plus.
plus around, maybe,
Yeah.
give or take. But I think we have a mixture of Han between Finn and Poe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They've both.
I liked
Poe.
Poe.
I did too.
Poe was awesome.
He
I
was
liked
like
character,
the most
dude.
earnest character.
Yeah.
in a way,
Yeah.
who was still kind of like loose about.
I think
about
he's
how
my
he
favorite
carried
character,
himself.
actually.
Yeah,
he was great.
He was badass.
You know what's weird is that before, when all the toys come out, I purposely did not want to buy him because I didn't know anything about him.
Yeah, you complained that he was in the Target set, didn't you?
And I was like, I don't want Poe. Give me someone else. But now I want Poe. He was really good.
Yeah, I like Poe a lot.
And Oscar Isaac.
Yeah. Who's going to be
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse in X-Men. So
Yeah.
There was earlier we were talking about like that Han is supposed to be like Obi-Wan in this movie.
Yes.
There was one person who I actually thought was similar to Boba Fett, and that everybody thought that they were going to be really badass at the beginning.
That's
Oh,
And-
Phasma.
Phasma.
Yeah.
and, like,
Phasma didn't do shit.
she didn't do
Nothing.
shit.
Nothing.
It was the Boba effect.
Yeah.
Where she was like, there was a huge like, oh, she looks so badass.
Yeah,
She's gonna be
so
such a badass.
shiny and-
she
and
gets thrown into the
authority.
trash, literally.
Yep. And you can even see the scaredness in her face when they're like, you have a trash, what do you say, trash compactor? And she's like, huh? Like, oh shit.
He's like, yeah, we do.
God damn it.
Which
In
is funny
hindsight-
because he works sanitation, so he does know.
In hindsight, I think it was a great comedic moment, though.
Oh,
like it,
yeah.
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 I liked it a lot.
Do you know what? That super epic pose in the trailer when she's walking down with their gun is when Chewie tackles her. There's literally only 2
you're right.
seconds of that.
Yeah.
They put it in slow motion and she's walking down, she's holding her gun,
Spoiler alert.
and then
She's
she
not
gets
dead.
tackled. No, she's going to be an
They have
8.
to be bringing her back. But I really want them to bring her back and her just be the Boba Fett clown of like the next series.
Her, like she's going to get there and her cape gets caught or something, and she's like, oh god, oh god. Her gun won't fire.
I would love that.
No, I think she'll have her moment to shine. I mean,
Well,
this
see-
movie's already
I
jam
hope she
packed.
brings back that like baton thing.
Oh. I
Her
think
own.
what,
Oh, the,
Her own version of
electric
it?
one? The
I think what they're setting up for her is to be Finn's like enemy later on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because she was like, you guys must be fucking stupid if you think you're gonna get away with this and all this stuff.
Then they can fucking get away with it.
Finn was the cool part of the whole story because you got that different aspect, like kind of outside of everything else, still with like the Empire or the First Order, like his relation to it. When he sees another stormtrooper, that guy yells at him, he's a traitor, and he's fighting him. When he sees Phasma, same thing. Kylo Ren, when they fight, he's calling him a traitor. He
Yeah.
screams it at him. Everyone has this hatred towards him.
And there's a good
already.
human aspect of it where he's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, guys.
Exactly.
Everybody
yeah.
else is like, chosen ones. He's not chosen.
He's
by
not chosen.
anything.
He's just there.
Big deal.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Big deal.
Yeah, big deal. He's almost like
Han
Han.
called him big deal over and over again.
He's like
Yeah.
Han was in
Kind
the
of a big
first
deal.
movies. Because Han just kind of stumbled into it, and he's just like, I don't believe any of this shit, but you're paying me, right?
The only difference was that he was more like a little more naive and like open to things. So
Yeah.
when they're like, the Force is real, he's like, yes, the Force is real. Like, we can use the Force and not knowing anything of how to use it.
Yeah.
He had Han's like old confidence, definitely. Willingness after a while.
Except no pilot skills whatsoever.
Well, because
Yeah.
Han was the same way. He was all like, well, this doesn't involve me. I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'll just get my
Yeah.
money and go, right?
And then when it came down to it, he was like, oh, feelings, I have to save them.
yeah.
Speaking of feelings, him and Ray, I don't know if it's going to develop into a romantic thing or if it just stays purely
No,
platonic.
I don't think so.
I hope it doesn't, but I wouldn't be mad if it does way later.
Yeah, way later.
Yeah,
Not
don't
next
think-
movie,
Even
but
then,
because they seem like they have a really good friendship.
Yeah.
She's like happy that came back for her. Someone
Yeah.
finally came back to like save her.
Yeah.
And he's just
yeah.
never had human interaction
With like,
with a
No, yeah.
normal person.
He's probably never really had a friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Or a girl had talked to him like something. I don't know.
even then, it's still a better romance story than Anakin and Padme.
Yeah.
Padme.
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 Still a better romance story than Padme.
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 The sand.
I don't like sand.
I hate sand, guys.
A lot of sand.
I'm like Obi-Wan who loves the sand.
Sand face.
There's nothing but sand.
I kind of like that they left him still passed out at the end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
It kind of kept to like not everything was back to normal.
it. Kind of took me by like I was like, wait, he's not dead, right? Like
Yeah. You could see him moving,
but
so I
she's
was like,
"I'll see
okay,
you
I'll
again,"
see you
you know?
soon. So then you can have now their own. Hopefully, they'll do their own things. Finn will actually be part of the Resistance now, and maybe they'll meet back up
a la
later in the second
Empire
movie.
Strikes Back. They might not really be together
Yeah,
in the movie too much. Symmetry.
Dimitri.
They do it like Han and Leia, I guess. Like if they do develop it into a romance story, I would
Yeah.
like it to be more like Han and Leia, as
like
opposed
right
to,
at the end.
Well,
yeah,
oh,
as opposed to Padme and Anakin.
Oh no,
where
that's
it was
definitely
just
clear.
so
Where it's
bad.
like, I knew you when I was 9, and I love you.
Are you an angel?
Oh my god.
Like how you have that look,
Leia. What?
that look on your face as soon as I said that. You're like, this side, like I'm about to take a shit face. I'm like, that's how I feel about that part.
Leia been smoking?
Oh, her voice.
Yeah, man. Golly.
Yeah, I was about to say Han. Like,
I missed you too, Han.
I was gonna say,
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
Harrison Ford looks pretty good for his age.
Harrison Ford looks super good.
Digital makeup, I'm sure.
He looks good.
I'm sure they
normally.
did a lot to do his
He's got a
face
few more
digitally.
wrinkles in real life.
Yeah, he looks okay. He's charming still.
He's still in. He's in.
But he was
he's
still
in
good old
fantastic
Han.
shape.
Yeah.
Leia was more like she might as well have had a cane.
Yeah, I'm glad they did change her hair.
I think even Mark Hamill is losing a little
Which
a little bit more
noticed.
weight for episode 8.
See again?
I think Mark Hamill's losing even a little bit more weight for episode 8. You know,
Yeah.
How do you think he's gonna be in episode 8? Like just the same way like Obi-Wan was. Like even when he fights, he doesn't move around too much.
I don't know.
He's not going to be flipping.
I mean, I'm hoping it's going to be something
They're not gonna do
akin to what I am at, like Dumbledore versus Voldemort was.
I never saw that.
Well, that's too bad.
Was it just two guys pointing sticks at each other?
But it was really epic.
Two guys, each on the other side of the room, waving sticks.
No, there was more to it.
Things were moving. It was
some
cloudy.
cool- I like. They actually,
almost tripped.
They actually no right.
One guy didn't have a nose. Dumbledore farted. And that's how it ended.
Is that your summary of Harry Potter?
Yes.
They lived happily ever after.
Damn it!
And then they got married.
I want to know more
And then
about.
Dumbledore said, I've known you for so long and I love you. And on his deathbed said, I'm actually two guys in a trench coat. The end.
All right. Not what I was going for.
There are three guys in a trench coat?
Oh,
I don't know what I was gonna say anymore.
It's a crossover episode?
Snoke.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I have no idea what the fuck is going on with him.
Me neither. Is he old or is he disfigured? He looks battle scarred.
We were talking about like, does he have some sort of connection to any of the previous movies? Is he a character who was something before, or is he just?
The biggest
Someone in the shadows?
No, the biggest. What's it called? Rumor, or just what people think is that he is Darth Plagueis,
Yeah.
Yeah, because
We
Darth
talked
Plagueis
about
is
that
supposed to be
one.
immortal.
Sidious's master. You
That he never died.
know. I know it's Andy Serkis.
Yeah, that's it.
That bodes well. He's a good actor.
The more I looked at him today, it looked really like he was all kinds of fucked up from something. He has this really big like scar on his forehead.
He was like one step away from Voldemort. you know?
Yeah, his mouth almost looked like it couldn't open on one side.
Yeah.
He looked scarred and burnt.
Very scarred. Yeah, so
That would make sense if it was Darth Plagueis, though, because imagine if Darth Plagueis did find a key to immortality with the dark side. It's not a perfect, immortality where you stay looking young. It's the dark sides where you're all still decrepit. You keep all your cuts and injuries.
The Emperor fucked him up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. If that's true, then yeah, he took him for dead, left him, and he was not dead. Came back, recovered, and
which is a fantastic villain trope.
And just waited on his time. When he found out his apprentice was dead, then there was his moment to come in and take over.
That would be great.
I'd like that. Who was that? Remember in the elevator? We're in the elevator, and some guy was like, "Do y'all guys know who Snoke is?" And we're like,
"Yeah." Who
no.
did he say he was?
And he was like,
"Wait, what?"
Some random dude we saw in the elevator.
Oh, and I'm like, there was no elevators in the movie.
He was like, he had a weird like accent. He was like, "Y'all guys know who do you guys think who Snoke is?" And we're like, I was like, "Plagueis," and he goes, "Nope."
And that's it. That was the end
And
of
we
the
said,
conversation.
"What?" They said, "What?" And he's like, "Think about it, guys. It's the Emperor." And we're like, okay.
No, he said Vader.
Oh, he said Vader?
Yeah, he said
I thought he
Vader.
said Emperor.
No, he said Vader because of the scar.
Oh, okay. So he did say Vader.
Yeah, he did.
Which is the same if you look at the helmet.
Yeah.
Whenever it's the same smashed.
He said yes. He's
Like right here
Vader.
across the top of his head. It goes like that. It's exactly the same as the indention in the Vader helmet when it's smashed.
I still think that's.
And he says, "Look at the skies."
That's what he's talking about.
And then he disappeared into the shadows.
I don't think I would buy that one.
I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I bought it a little more when I thought he said Emperor.
No, because
But
they burned him alive. Or not? If he was still alive, then Luke basically burned him alive.
he came back as a Force ghost.
A Sith Force ghost.
Yeah.
But then
I mean, at the end of Return, he does.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah,
back
yeah,
as a
yeah.
Force ghost, so he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because that is official canon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah. No, but I just thinking that was funny.
They need to. Anakin had his time.
Yeah.
They need to let him rest.
No more any.
It's about that Kylo now.
Oh man, I need more of just his story.
They'll go into that in the next movie for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There were so many fans who were just like, he's gonna be a one movie villain. And
I was hoping not.
I'm like, no, that's a prequel mistake.
Yeah,
They're not gonna
I
do
would
that,
think
you
they'd
know?
learn from
Maul
that.
should have had.
See,
so
that's
much
another
more.
reason why I thought they might bring that style saber back to Rey, because Darth Maul was such a popular character that they slaughtered so quickly.
He's still really popular.
They may bring that nod back as a
Yeah.
like just
No, I
take
definitely think.
Isn't
that
in
would
the
be cool.
Clone Wars, Ryan? Other people do have similar style to that same as his, the double one. I think I've seen it before.
His brother.
Also, like it's not just him. I think I've seen a couple other people with that same lightsaber.
Yeah, I mean they mix the especially the Sith and the villains. They mix it up a lot.
Yeah.
I also hope
And
they
Rebels.
give her a different color, like an abnormal color, not pink though, because
Bring
that's
back,
Pink
bring
would
back,
be dumb.
bring
Like-
back the purple.
Gold or yellow.
Bring
or
back the
something.
purple.
gold would be sick. Yeah, gold or yellow would be cool.
What
Even
about
if-
like
Outside
like
of
those
the
white lightsabers?
outside? Yeah, I mean,
White
white would be cool.
there
too.
is white in Rebels,
Ahsoka's lightsabers.
but in like
She
movie,
does wear a lot of white, so that makes sense.
That'd be really cool.
but
That'd
like
be really cool.
outside of the movies, there are like many colors, crystals for lightsaber. So they
I
can
think a
just-
white lightsaber would be really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
white
the
or-
movies really the only other ones were the orange and the purple one.
Yeah, white or orange would be cool.
White
Orange would be
sick.
pretty sweet. White would be super cool.
Orange was strictly for Plo Koon, wasn't it? I think he was the only one that had the orange one.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love to see her dual blade, like lightsaber wield.
If she had like the things that connected,
They could connect and then
Yeah, that'd be
and then
sick.
dual
She was
wield.
like-
Yeah.
That would be super.
That could be some Iron Man reveal, which is just like the whole movie. is
Yeah,
just
right.
that,
She's
and then
fighting.
like,
She
the
gets splits it into two.
Yeah.
Oh man, how cool would that be? Especially since that's different. Not so much in the Clone Wars, but different in the movies. You wouldn't have seen someone. Well, Anakin does it in Episode 3 briefly.
two.
2?
Oh yeah,
When he kills
he-
Dooku.
Yeah,
He
he
fights
grabs,
Dooku and loses.
Yes.
He
His
grabs
arm.
his and Obi-Wan's
Yeah.
saber, doesn't he? He has both of them.
And then he kills Dooku with the 2.
He loses
Yeah.
that second saber really quickly, though.
Yeah. But to see someone like proficient at it would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And not another.
In I don't know how they would implement Luke, in terms of action. You know, because he is an old man. He's a grandmaster.
I guess the same way
Right.
they did Yoda in 8. Like not really doing, or not in 8.
You mean
in
flipping?
5.
Oh.
No, I mean like when Yoda taught him in 5, where he's just not really moving around a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like people are gonna want to see him fight.
no, definitely. I think people are going to want to see,
But it's got to be
physical
more force.
conflict. Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be like in 5 where like
Would it be
Yoda
tight
lifts up the
if
ship.
his lightsaber was just at his side?
Like it just floated for him?
in midair.
I was
That'd be
going
pretty
to say
cool.
because I've heard like fan or like fictions where they're talking about like aliens that don't have arms using lightsabers, but they use them strictly using the force. By the saber floating around. I would think it would be really cool if they had it where Luke is, because he's older, he doesn't have the physical ability. Mm-hmm. But like if he wants to fight somebody, he's so proficient in the force now that somebody runs at him, he just lifts up like a giant like ship that's next to him and just throws it at him. That would be fucking awesome.
I could see Luke being like old enough, but yet skilled enough that if someone was to start attacking him, he'd be fancy enough to just be like one arm, just ta ta ta.
Yeah,
That way he's not jumping around, he's not moving too quickly, but his reflexes are still there to block and attack.
Yeah.
Like I could see him being like that type of like skilled.
Yeah.
yeah. Because one-handed, like the difference between one-handed and two-handed in Star Wars means that when you're two-handing your lightsaber, you're taking your opponent seriously because
Yeah.
you know they're a match for you or more. But one-handing it means like,
Exactly.
I got this.
It's not a problem. Not to mention that when their bodies are more into it when they're two-handing it.
Yep.
They're more, yeah. I think that'd be pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Well, at least we know they won't give them any kind of crazy flips or CGI.
No, I don't think so.
Because that was
that's
a big,
unnecessary.
that was a big thing too that a lot of people didn't like about the prequels.
With the Yoda?
Just like in Dooku flipping around.
I liked it.
And
Dooku, I don't like flipping around. Yoda, I kind of understood more because
Yoda,
he's a tiny
'cause
guy.
he's tiny.
That's how he would use the Force in terms of like a lightsaber battle, would be to throw himself around. Because otherwise, his hands are so small, it's just going to be a lightsaber sticking there, like waving around in like random directions.
Especially since his lightsaber is also discernibly smaller than everyone else's.
Yeah, that is true. So like for him, like for Yoda to fight, to be a proficient sword fighter, there would have to be a lot of agility. Mm-hmm. Whereas with Luke, that doesn't make sense with him.
yeah. You know what? I also liked Admiral Akbar appearance.
Oh man!
Oh, yeah.
His eyes were so real looking.
They were so
And glossy and, like,
glossy.
wet.
Yeah, they looked so good. Just to hear him talk
Yeah.
was super cool. And I did have a question.
This time we're gonna set a trap for them.
Did he say trap?
No. I would have put that in there, and it would have been hokey, but I would have put it in.
I think that was
would've been
probably a dilemma. They were like, do we do it?
No,
no,
don't do
people
it.
are gonna be mad. People are gonna be mad.
Despite
I
how much the movie called back and paid homage to, they probably put out.
Yeah,
There was probably a lot of like board
Didn't do
meetings,
a lot of it.
board meetings where like they'd have ideas, like exactly the trap, like you were saying the trap thing. Like what if they're all at a board meeting? Somebody goes, "Should he say it's a trap?" And everyone, you just see it's very quiet, and everyone at the same time goes,
Ugh. What's your name? You're fired.
You went too far. Off.
Yeah. Oh, but what I was gonna say was
JJ
that
just stares at him. He's like, "Get the fuck out of my
get the
house!"
fuck out of this building right now.
As he's sitting there in a Jar Jar Binks costume, you get the fuck out of my building now.
That would be the way.
Jar Jar Binks costume and a shirt on top of that says Han shot first.
God damn it. Okay, can we safely say that Jar Jar is never coming back? Because there was like all those conspiracy
so.
theories.
Well, we could safely say it.
There's all those conspiracy theories about like how he was behind everything. I know Tom was a fan of this theory.
What if it is Jar Jar still? He's force projecting himself as a different figure.
What if next movie Snoke's gonna be
What
like?
if Snoke is Jar Jar?
I mean,
That'd be amazing.
Bring Kylo to Misa.
That'd be the best reveal ever.
No, wouldn't. I would walk out of the theater.
Because if he's force projecting himself into this figure and he's just standing there and he's like a ghost of Jar Jar Binks, nobody's gonna take him seriously. Kylo's not gonna be like, yes, I'm gonna listen to you.
I'm gonna listen to this talking donkey fish man.
I imagine that like after the transmissions with Snoke, he turns it off and they show Snoke in his office and he takes off the head of Snoke. And he's like, "That's what's a good
Dude,
meeting."
it's the total Wizard of Oz thing. Total Wizard of Oz thing, I'm telling you. It's Jar Jar. Smoke and mirrors.
Oh my god, no.
He's sitting behind a pedestal in that room. It's just like inside a little cubby hole with a projector screen like pointed at him. He's just like, haha.
Pulling levers and,
Yes.
and stuff.
It's total Wizard of Oz.
Don't look at the man behind
what if
the
everything-
But if it was
What if-
Jar Jar, he'd be tripping and hitting the wrong levers and
No,
shit.
no.
It's the
What
Gungan
if
of Oz.
everything we ever saw of Jar Jar was a facade, and the real Jar Jar is just like straight serious?
Oh,
You know?
Yeah.
What if, wait,
You're not
That-
helping.
that's the idea.
What if Snoke is how Jar Jar looks and Jar Jar's wearing some kind of mask or something?
Interesting.
Because that's not necessarily like Jar
Pelagus
Jar.
was all no. It's not,
Jar Jar takes
was,
off the mask
Jar
and he
Jar
looks
was
like Snoke.
always Pelagus. Even at the beginning, he's like, "How the fuck am I gonna get the Empire or get Palpatine back?" And he dresses up like the Jar Jar thing, and he's like,
He's like, I'll be a Gungan and no one will suspect anything. Yeah. They can't look at my face. It's all scarred up. I need something so no one will take seriously.
so it's not.
I'll be a Gungan. And that's
fucking
why all the other
brilliant.
Gungans are like, we don't
What if
like
what
you.
if the rest of Kylo's training necessarily involves like being
Like tripping?
able- no.
Tripping and randomly
disguising. Like, what if Snoke found a way to disguise yourself using the dark side as a completely different figure?
Mustaches.
And that's what he teaches Kylo.
We're officially on Crazy Train. This is awesome.
That'd be great.
Today's lesson, mustaches.
What if no? That'd be so dope. Kylo shows up and he's just like in the form of Obi-Wan or something. He's just like fucking with people because he can change his figure.
We do know droids can do that.
Do we?
Oh, that's not a canon anymore. All right, never mind.
Droids can't do that now.
no.
Damn it.
I'm just saying that'd be a cool like
Oh, how
element to the dark side. That
It'd be like Face Off in Star Wars.
yeah.
it's all this stuff that like.
Shut up.
this
Anyway.
background
Because the
knowledge.
Force is all like mind stuff, right? What if it's not necessarily you change your
You're in
appearance?
someone's head, messing
Yeah.
with them so that they see
Yeah,
you as someone else.
yeah, you infect their thoughts to their perception of you to where they don't see you, they see what you want them to see.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be a cool part of the Force. That would be like awesome.
Yeah,
It's like super infiltration of someone's mind.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're thinking way too much about this. but
Y'all
I like
are.
it.
We're-
Yeah,
we're
it's
not.
completely
We
different
finished.
tangent over
I'm
here.
talking about us. I said we.
Clearly, we're still on topic on this podcast. While you two are powering over there in the corner.
You guys are going on Jar Jar still?
No, this has nothing to do.
Now
with
we're
Jar
talking
Jar.
about cool Force techniques.
Yeah, this is the Jar Jar thing was just a hilarious. What if? I don't necessarily think that's true, but
Man,
Yes.
the dog fights.
Oh.
Dear God in
yeah.
heaven, they were
Yeah.
amazing.
dude, it definitely took me more into Battlefront. Like when I
Yes.
play Battlefront, now I can see the
Fighter Squadron
Yeah.
mode?
Yeah.
When you're, yeah.
Because in the game, I'm like, fuck, this is crazy. I can't control anything. But then whenever I saw it in the movie, it was exactly the same.
Yeah.
They were just like,
Especially that first
like
escape.
oh, they're better
with,
than me at this.
That first escape with Poe and Finn was fucking great.
Oh yeah.
Even
I
better,
love
I
that.
thought, was the escape on the Millennium Falcon
Yeah.
with
that one was good.
Rey
Oh,
and Finn.
yeah.
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like in that.
Well, she was like flipping it upside down and almost smashing into the ground and shit.
Yeah. You know, Finn was shooting the turret and all that.
Yeah, and then she like
And then BB-8 doing his Spider-Man
man.
shit.
Oh yeah.
the thing that got me most about that Millennium Falcon
love
fight because
BB-8.
I'm a huge fan of like airplanes and stuff like that. They totally took a like a real aircraft
I know what you're
maneuver.
talking- I think
Where
I know what you're talking
she
about.
stalled.
Yes,
she stalled the
yes.
Millennium Falcon and
Oh.
flipped it upside
Yes,
down.
Yes.
That was so cool. Upside down so that he could shoot up
Yeah.
at the
She's
TIE
like,
fighter
oh,
and then cut it back
oh,
on.
that was
Yes.
so amazing.
No, I
man.
loved it. That was yeah.
That
yeah.
was really
That was
good.
golden. That was golden.
I didn't think about that, but you're totally right. That's a real
Yeah,
thing.
that got me.
Yeah.
That was so good. I was like, yes, I fucking love that.
And then they come back. They're like, "How'd you do that? I don't know.
I don't know what happened.
How did you do that? I
They're
don't know
both
either."
so excited about it.
Yeah, it's super real.
I was really excited in that moment too. I shared their excitement.
So did anyone
Yeah.
else think that, and I'm not sure y'all did, but did anyone else see that monster that came into when Han is dealing with the two bounty hunter groups,
The Rafters.
the Guavian Death
the
Army.
Guavian enforcers, and then the
Oh, the Raptors. Whenever
Yeah,
he was, whenever Ray flipped the breaker and it opened their cells.
yeah, the little
yeah.
circle guys with
they had a
tentacles.
name, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
The
the
Raptors.
Okay, I thought they
Pretty
were
sure
like
you said
little,
it like 3 times.
I thought they
guys.
were like little miniature Sarlacc pit things.
Oh,
Sarlaccs.
it's because they had a
did
really
look-
big mouth
yeah.
like that.
They did look like that, and they had the tentacles and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
So they were they look like mobile versions of that. But yeah,
I like how they didn't need to explain also too much about them. When Ray was like, "What is that?" And he was like, Finn was like, "You've never heard of the massacre of whatever?" She's like, "Nope." And he's like, "Okay, good. Moving on.
yeah.
Good. That's it." What do they look like? There it is. Run away.
Scott, no. All right.
Where are
Enough
you
of that.
keeping them?
Right
It's
there.
just right on the
Questions asked. Keep going.
Yeah. They're introduced. There's something really, really mean on the ship, and it shouldn't get out. Oh, shit, it's out.
Yep. Oh, shit. And the one that like broke apart in hyperspace.
Oh, yeah. When
as they were
it
going
sucked
fast,
on
it
the-
That was really cool. Just like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
You know, there's an issue that a lot of people have with the idea of convenience
Like
in
what?
this movie.
Oh, like things that just happen to happen.
but that's movies, period.
That's movies.
Yeah.
That's also Star Wars. I mean, that goes back to every Star Wars film ever, because
I can only think of one convenience
That-
that I would be like, that's really convenient.
what?
R2D2 turning on right at the end.
Yeah, people's theory about that is that Luke instructed him a certain thing
I'm with that theory though. I am perfectly fine with that.
because
that
like-
he was,
like
I
he-
even think that he was in low sleep mode searching for that information for that long. Or just timed because of Luke, or he's so connected to the Force.
I think Luke left that with him to,
Well, yeah,
to
Luke-
give to everyone else at a certain time.
Yeah, Luke definitely left that piece of the map with him and then told him, lay dormant until this is necessary. That's why he was in low power mode instead of off.
Yeah.
Because that way he could be aware of like what's going on, and then
Because he didn't exactly look surprised to see Rey. He looked like okay, it's time.
yeah, he was like,
time.
"Hey,
Yeah.
you need
know.
this."
But he
sort of
looked
thing.
his. I mean, we didn't really talk about too much yet about him. It's not that he's really did anything, but he looked sad.
Sounded like an insult.
I got that he looked
Well, he
so
probably
sad.
sensed that Han died.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of that, it looked like he was almost at a memorial to me
God, we will never see them interact ever
because
again.
he was staring.
Yeah.
He's staring like out, but there's like a little, what looks like almost like a little tombstone, real small.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was thinking, what if he's sad because he just felt literally all those people die on this planet, and then he knows Han dies, and then he knew,
It was time.
yeah, and Kylo killed him, and then
Because
This is it.
he also holds himself responsible for Kylo.
Yeah.
So now,
Of course.
it's not just he felt Han die. He says like, "Shit, my
All of
mistake
this.
is still going."
and look, it's essentially caused all these planets to get destroyed, and his, I would say, best friend to die.
Yeah.
So he looked sad, and he looked almost like,
The fuck have I done?
yeah. And I also got the feeling that Rey, if Rey's his daughter, then he was sad that she was there when she's supposed to be in hiding, so that if they ever found Luke, they wouldn't find her.
Yeah.
And now they're together. And that was like what he didn't want. It was sad. It's a happy that you're here. I can see you, but what have you done?
Yeah.
Like, you're not supposed to be here.
Or
They'll
what have you had
find
to
me,
do?
and they'll find you.
This wasn't the plan.
Yeah, it was. He can't be happy, like, about it. His eyes said so much. God damn it, Mark Hamill. He had two things he did, and that was
Did you ever
it.
see that picture of the round table, all the actors reading the script with JJ?
No, I didn't
There's
saw
a
that.
first official photo for Star Wars when they announced the cast, and we could see everyone in a big round table reading their scripts, and Mark's leaning over and talking to JJ. His face is facing the camera. I've seen so many memes where, I mean, this is before the movie. I've seen a bunch of memes where his little
Thought bubble?
text box or whatever, it says, 1 page? No dialogue? Are you sure?
That's fucking great, though.
You have to bane this. Just your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't say anything, but his presence was so good.
I mean, yeah, his Luke is the first word of the movie because
Yeah.
of the opening crawl.
When he
Wow.
took his hood off and you see his robot arm, I could not stop staring at his robot arm. It
Yeah,
looked so cool.
it looked
It was
good.
badass. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
I was
also-
all over. I was like, come on, his hair's long. He's got a big ass beard. Look at
He's
the
got the
arm.
beard.
Look at
That's
the
what
arm.
got to me. I was like, "Holy shit!" This
his
is,
face looks like just rough now. He's just
yeah. You're used to like young Luke, the young looking.
Yeah.
yeah. He's been through some shit. He looks like he's seeing some
Besides
shit.
just that accident.
Yeah. The real life
It's
accident.
definitely,
That fateful day.
definitely. And the worst thing about this movie, the most disappointing thing, is the wait begins again.
What do you
Oh
mean?
yeah,
The
It's gonna be
wait.
a while.
Oh, the wait begins again. I thought you said the way.
Oh yeah.
The wait
Yeah.
awakens.
2 years.
Well, at least we get something to kind of like.
Yeah, we get,
keep
and
us-
that's going to be awesome. but
Next
I mean,
year, I don't think will be too much of a problem. We got so many movies coming out. and another Star Wars movie.
I know a lot of people had some beef with this one. Not even a lot of people, just a couple of people. Mm-hmm. And I don't really see it. I kind of really enjoyed this one.
Me
Yeah,
neither.
I
I'm
like
glad
it a lot.
we had a couple days to like think about this, and I still am the same way as when we walked out of the theater.
Okay. I remember I looked at you immediately after it ended. And I asked you a question because I know, once again, having not grown up with Star Wars, I know for a lot of people that grew up with it, it holds a lot more weight for like the previous episodes. Mm-hmm. The first thing I said to you was like, I think this might be the best one.
Oh yeah,
What do you guys think about that?
I'll go last.
You'll go last?
we can go first.
What? I want to think about it. I mean, I've only seen it once. I'm about to go see it again right
Yeah.
now. I guess I am going first. I'm high off the movie right now, and so I'm always kind of self-conscious about judging something on the first viewing. But I will say that something that we've had to deal with in the modern age is other people's opinions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing. I've read nothing but negative stuff on the internet. Not
Yeah.
intentionally, but I've run into plenty of it. Yeah, plenty of it.
They're assholes.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Plenty of websites. Those are the ones that stick out because if people are down about something, they need to tell the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this sucked. They need to. So I've seen a lot of that, but to its credit, it hasn't changed my view of the movie at all. But that's happened to me before with like The Dark Knight Rises.
I've heard where like people started complaining about like the comedy aspect of it, like that there were too many jokes.
Quips.
But
Asshole.
well, the part that I actually really liked that, and I kind of missed that from the prequels because the prequels didn't have too much of that. Or in the originals, like especially when Han is like when he takes off the Stormtrooper helmet and they're trying to rescue Leia, and he's like everything's good here, and they're like trying to talk to him. They're like, who is this? And he's like, and then he just shoots the thing.
Yeah.
Little short things that are funny like that. That's what I liked about like the originals. That was another thing that was missing from the prequels, but they brought back in this one.
Yeah.
I don't think that was missing from the prequels. I think they just centered it in other areas, like dumb characters rather than
And the prequels seem more story driven.
Yeah.
Because George, no matter his faults with dialogue or directing actors and all that, his vision and story was perfect.
Yeah. Well, he's a great.
That's what he
He's a
excels
great
at.
like idea guy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is all because of him, But definitely bringing the focus back to the actors and characters of this movie was the right step, I think.
Yeah, I think in the prequels, like they had like Jar Jar and Watto and funny characters, which extended
Dexter
back.
Jester.
Yeah, it extended to the other
Dexter,
the other
fucking Jexter.
movies too, with like Jabba. Jabba was very comedic and kind of menacing, but he still had that like ha ha ha. Everything's a joke to me because I don't care. I'm the biggest man in the universe. Nothing's gonna happen to me.
Even Chewbacca is like the butt of every joke.
Yeah,
But
Chewbacca.
we care about him.
R2D2, C3PO, they were all comic relief throughout, the entire series. So it's always had that underlying comedy.
Yeah, and I'm more starting to wonder is like people forget that there was comedy in those other movies.
Yeah, they ignore that.
And
completely.
it was just sprinkled throughout. This wasn't a comedic movie. I mean, it's just
Buy some death sticks. You don't want to sell me death
you don't want.
I don't want to sound it.
Yeah.
But it was just enough
I'm
at perfect
homosexual.
timing to kind of break it up a little.
Yeah.
Break up stressful moments and tension.
There is a lot of tension in this movie.
Yeah.
And like the comedy in it just it helps you like really
that's why I'll go into why I think that this was episode 4 and 5 injected into this movie. 4's hope was in the movie for the most part, and then 5's darkness was there as well.
Yeah.
This one you had all the hope at the beginning and then all the darkness at the end.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which
And
goes
then
along with
And it ended on that little bit of hopeful note,
Yeah.
like that exactly goes along with the whole planet trying to fire too at the end and them saying as soon as the darkness is there, we're fucked.
Yeah.
That's the end.
Which was a great metaphor.
Yeah.
The whole as the sun goes down, we go from like the light side to
The
the
light
dark side.
dark.
and a lot of people, that was one of the things that a lot of people hated was that, like, oh, they blew up the Death Star.
Yeah.
This was Starkiller Base. But
What else could they have done to it?
seeing the explosion, a lot of people just wanted it to get damaged or something, right? But no, I think they needed to, like, like this is finally it. I don't think they're going to try this again.
Yeah.
Right.
Third time's the charm. If it's not, it's not
And
a good idea.
going off of that, I mean, how many times have we remade weapons just better in
Yeah.
our own world?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
repeatedly. Yeah.
everything has a weak point, but we try to make them more destructive.
Tanks
each
have
and
blown
every
up.
time.
We still keep building tanks.
right.
Yeah.
But
new planes and
the thing that did it for me was seeing it turn back into a star. You know, it became like a sun again,
Yeah.
which was really cool to me. And it
Actually-
made sense because it
I actually didn't
absorbed.
catch that part.
Oh yeah, it wasn't just an explosion; that it turned into a sun, I believe, because it held its
All the energy from the other one.
That's
the other side.
badass. Well,
and
also,
it held its state after the explosion.
well, also, if it was destabilized and it had all the energy of a whole sun inside of it, there's no way it was just going to be damaged.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's like a nuclear reactor. If it's damaged a little and destabilized, it's not going to just stay there. Shit's going to happen.
yeah.
True that.
Indeed.
So, but as far as ranking wise, where do you think this one goes?
I didn't say that, did I?
You just avoided the
I
question
don't think he wants.
altogether.
I don't think he wants.
I
to
went
say
on
it.
a tangent instead.
2 podcasts from now, Ryan's gonna be like, you know what I thought of Star Wars? I'm gonna put that right in between.
I love it
Halfway
so
through
much.
Batman versus Superman, he's like, I think it's the second one.
I love it so much, and I'm confident after seeing it again tonight that it might be my favorite one.
Okay.
I'm not going to put judgment on whether or not it's the best crafted Star Wars or best crafted movie, but it's my favorite one
Yeah, I think it's mine too.
because this is now my generation of Star Wars,
Yeah.
right?
I think technically ours was the prequels, but
Yeah,
of course,
but
no, it was.
they
Well,
announced-
that was my kid generation.
Well,
Star
yeah,
Wars,
this is my adult life finally getting a Star Wars movie for me.
because like I never
Or I
watched,
appreciate it.
This is our original
Yeah.
trilogy moment.
Yes.
you know.
Well, especially because like I never watched the prequels, and like anything I learned about the prequels or the original ones, I'd already heard from people before.
Yeah.
This is my first time watching a Star Wars and not knowing what was going to happen, and except there was that fucking spoiler that somebody put on. Which was, I know like people putting on articles and saying, warning, this is a spoiler.
Yeah.
There was some jackass who just put a spoiler as like a picture. So as you were going through Facebook, and it was just a one-liner. And it was that Kylo Ren is Han Solo's son. And I was like, that's a fucking shitting thing for somebody to do. Is it just,
Remember the spoiler I told you I suppressed?
Yeah.
It wasn't one.
It wasn't one?
Yeah, it was that Kylo. It was that Kylo was Luke's son.
All right.
son of a bitch.
Ryan got off.
Real quick. Okay, so you know how Battlefront works, right? Mm-hmm. A match completes, and you see the scoreboard of all the players and how they did, and then you see the top 3 players with their gamer picks. Mm-hmm. So what do you think some assholes have done?
Oh, no.
They've made their gamer pick spoilers, so that whenever a match ends, it's the first thing you see pop up on the screen.
Oh,
What
damn.
assholes.
That's
Horrible,
some fucking
man.
bullshit.
They're
half
the worst kind of
half
people.
Of me is just like, God damn it, and then I'm like, that's pretty fucking creative, you know?
You know what though?
Adds insult to injury for sure.
Yeah.
That's the one spoiler of Kylo Ren being Han Solo's son was not really that big of a spoiler in the long run because there was not really that big reveal of it.
It was probably like half an hour in that we really.
Oh, yeah.
we just like-
Snoke just says it.
Yeah, he's like, by the way, remember your dad, Han Solo?
He's here.
Yeah, it just kind of dropped in there. They're just like, this isn't that big a deal.
But
Yeah,
that
they just
honestly
threw it
made
out.
me happy just because it had been spoiled before. I was like, okay, awesome. The one spoiler I saw,
Yeah, you didn't have to
was not
spend the
even
whole
that big
movie
of a-
dreading it.
Yeah.
Not to mention, too, that the spoiler or the big reveals were rumors that have been around for a good while.
Yeah, they were all theories.
and it was just whether or not they got confirmed.
Yeah, because we had talked about it in one of our earlier podcasts, like what if Kylo was Han's son, or that it might have been Han and Leia's son, which
Yeah.
it is.
Yep. And we've talked about Han dying and how we think he should be dying this episode, and it all got confirmed. But still, the way each of it happened was very, very good.
Yeah, it's about the journey.
So
Yeah.
we all agree this is might be the best Star Wars.
Wait, they didn't give. What about y'all two?
I would
said-
say it's my favorite.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's my favorite.
I
It's
don't remember
probably
what-
the one I could watch more than like Empire. I'd probably rewatch Empire a lot, and I think it just got above that right now.
And, you know, so we're gonna get some comments in the podcast saying, "Oh, you guys are fucking idiots." I don't give a fuck.
I
I'll
don't
probably
care.
pre-order the Blu-ray whenever.
I would too.
There's room for purists out there. That's fine. But I
Yeah.
mean,
I love the old
I think- I-
always the best.
I think this movie did exactly what it should have done and what it needed to do, and what it
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah, it was a great
I agree.
Props to JJ.
great.
JJ did a good job.
Props to Lawrence Kasdan writing Star Wars again.
Yeah. Is he writing the next one? 8 with his son? No.
No, he's writing Han Solo with his son.
Okay.
I'm surprised there's not more backlash about JJ doing both Star Trek and Star Wars.
Especially since I was really
There was
I
initially.
was underwhelmed with Star Trek Beyond trailer.
Me too. I was just like me.
I did
don't
hear
know.
some people complaining about the certain aspects in Star Wars. This Star Wars seeming like it was the same as in the Star Trek movie.
Oh God, whatever. No,
But no, I don't think it's like a story thing or anything like
No,
that.
it was nothing at all like the Star Trek movie.
The only thing
I
I
haven't
read.
seen any of the Star Trek movies, so
The only thing I read was that the monster, what are they called? The Rathians?
Raptors,
Raptors.
Raptors.
That's so. I saw
Like
somewhere
Raptor, but Wrath.
I'm gonna call him Sarlacc.
the mini Sarlaccs. The word
Sarlacc
that
Jr..
them running around catching people is something that would have been in Star Trek. But I was like, I'm not a fan of Star Trek, so I don't care.
No, I'd say that's probably what would happen with any, aggressive alien creature that has that build.
You could even say,
in a
look,
sci-fi world.
that would have happened in Galaxy Quest.
Yes, I would say.
I'm pretty
that-
sure something similar does happen in Galaxy Quest.
Any
Galaxy
sci-fi
Quest.
fantasy world
Yeah.
is going to be littered with that kind of stuff.
What's Galaxy Quest?
Oh my god!
Let's not know. Let's not do this.
God.
Let's not do
Wow!
this.
Oh, we're
not do
doing
this.
this.
Whoa, we're
Next.
doing a Galaxy Quest podcast.
Yes,
in which
Galaxy
Kramer has
Quest
to watch it.
episode. It's called Kramer Gets Touched in His Quest for the Galaxy.
Kramer gets touched in his Spaceballs in the Quest for the Galaxy. We do both. It's a crossover
Yep,
episode.
crossover
Spaceballs,
episode. Hey.
Spaceballs and Galaxy Quest.
Speaking
seen
of
Spaceballs?
brand new news, have you heard
Spaceballs
this yet?
2.
Spaceballs
Spaceballs
2.
2? Yeah.
The search for more
Oh
money
my
The
God.
search for more money.
has been confirmed.
Are they bringing them back?
Spaceballs the
It's
sequel.
coming.
Wait, are they bringing everyone back? Or
I hope
trying
so.
to?
I hope so.
A
Rick
lot of
and-
people are dead, though.
Oh,
Keep
yeah.
that in mind. John Candy's dead. Joan Rivers is dead. Rick Moranis quit acting. Maybe come back.
Probably not.
John. I already said
hope
John
so.
Candy.
I hope so as well.
What's his name?
That's okay, as long as the spirit is there.
Mel Brooks
But-
is still alive.
Rick Moranis has to be.
He has to.
He has to be. There's no one else.
He needs to be there. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no one else.
And what's his name from who played the Han Solo character?
Oh, I don't know that
He's
guy's
the-
name.
I don't know his
I know-
name, but
I know
he's
who
the
you're talking about.
he's the guy from Independence Day. He's the
Yeah,
president.
yeah. The president.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Holy
and he's
shit.
not
God.
in Independence Day too, isn't he?
He is in Independence Day too.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's got a real big
Lone
beard.
Star.
But
No,
anyway,
it's not the same actor.
yes, it is. It's the same dude. For Independence Day, the new trailer
Really?
that came out, they brought back the president.
Oh, yeah, the
Like
president,
Jeff
he's all, like,
Goldblum. Jeff
dirtied up.
That's
Goldblum's
the same
dad.
actor.
Yeah, they even have his speech.
Yeah,
And in the trailer where they're all like, "Today again, America."
Well, that's fine. I mean,
and it
It's
cuts
the
off
same-
right before he says "Our Independence Day."
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta admit that trailer is like numbing.
I got goosies.
Yeah, it's-
I didn't like it when I first saw it, but seeing it theatrical, I really liked it a lot
Very
more.
cool.
It makes sense.
Will Smith, I think, is dead though. I don't know.
Oh
It
man,
makes sense
I
in
there's
the
a
kinda,
overall
shot where
storyline.
it says he's testing alien crafts and he died.
okay, because
They showed a guy that looks like Will Smith but younger.
I
Did
love
you
Will
catch that?
Smith, but I'm so tired of seeing him in Save the World movies. If I have to hear another "It's time for us to go save the world" line beyond
Hey, Jeff
Suicide Squad,
Goldblum. It's time for us to be
my
a Suicide Squad
that-
in space.
They
that
are
ruined
doing
that trailer for me.
They are doing Independence
Almost like
Day
Rich
3 and
Degrassi.
4.
What, to touch my face? What are we, some
space?
kind of Suicide Squad in space? With
Saving the
aliens? Yeah.
Don't you rush
So
us,
overall,
Ryan. Get out of here, Blake. We don't need you to finish the podcast.
Closing thoughts then. How about
I
that?
think we did that already.
Oh.
Stop it, Tom.
Spaceballs 2, the search for more money. That's all I want to see.
No, for real.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
we're easily over 2 hours now.
Woo! All right, guys. Thanks for sticking in for another long podcast.
It was fun.
It was great.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
We didn't do a commercial break.
We can just throw in one at the beginning.
Just say it right now. Then we don't have to do a
Oh, yeah.
commercial.
Audible.com/shooting blanks. for
Audible
your
trial.
Free, Audible trial.
Audibletrial.com/shooting blanks.
For your free audiobook.
Yeah, support
Yes.
the podcast. Check it out.
Cancel your membership later. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, whatever. Go to iTunes.
Or do it twice.
Subscribe,
Different email
like,
addresses.
comment. Well, I don't know how iTunes works.
You know what? Find us on the street. Give us $1.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I'm
we
there.
have some
I'm
internet.
always there.
Do we have any internet catfish fans that happen to just have 300 or 400 email addresses
Do
on
catfishers get on the
file?
internet?
No, like those people that set up a bunch of email addresses to make
okay.
fake dating sites and stuff like that. Just go sign up with all those email addresses.
This is true.
Yeah, 300 or 400 of them
That's a
should
great
be.
idea.
Yeah.
Also, if you have an idea for a podcast that you want us to do, just go to shootingblankstv@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Because we actually have a YouTube channel, which is how we all started. So it's not Shooting Blanks Radio, it's Shooting Blanks TV @gmail.com.
Yeah, give us cool ideas. But we're running out already.
An internet age.
No, we still got the Google Doc.
That's true. We have a doc.
When we ran out of an idea, all we did was decide to watch an entire series of movies. We were like, there's nothing coming out for 6 months.
we did.
Let's
we
just
were
watch
like-
Star Wars.
We were like, we're gonna do a geekdom-tastic, podcast,
Yeah.
and nothing was coming out at the time.
gotta
And
be
this is our highest traffic series yet.
Not really, not at all.
It's not?
The Dragon Ball Z one is the most watched episode.
That's awesome.
I would think the Pokemon or real life superhero one would be pretty good.
Second place.
That is
Nice.
awesome, man. Oh man.
Still one of my
I
favorites.
thought this one was up there.
All right,
No,
guys.
there's just a lot more
We
of
need
them
to-
because half of our
Yeah.
podcast now are
That
Star
makes
Wars.
sense.
We need to take a step back and talk about Battle of the Gods then.
Yep. Let's just,
We did that
We're
already.
only going to talk about Dragon Ball Z
No,
now.
we kind of went about Dragon
Oh,
Ball
yeah, you're
Z
right.
because-
Okay, Dragon Ball Super and how much it's not as good as the movies.
We'll catch up to that.
Also, we need to do a bad anime movie episode. The bad anime movies and bad comic book movies.
And since you're making
Bad
me
comic
watch
movies is going to be great.
Yes.
and since you're making me watch it, I want to talk about Cowboy Bebop when I'm done as well.
Oh, yeah. Cowboy Bebop.
I haven't watched it, so I might not be. part of
I've
that.
tried to make you watch it for years.
It's only like 25 episodes.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not
that long
like
at all.
an 8-season
And
show.
it's fucking great.
And there's a movie. Watch the movie as well.
I have the movie. You can borrow the movie.
But don't watch the movie until you've...
Does anybody have all the episodes they can give me?
I have the entire box set.
Let me borrow it.
I will.
All right, I'll watch
If you want
it
to
then.
use your, you can. I have Funimation.
Oh, is that where you're watching them?
Yeah, I pay for Funimation,
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm a
I have like
I want to rewatch them.
the DVD box set.
so you can use my thing.
Sweet. Awesome. Also, 10th episode, guy. Congrats. Woo.
Oh, yeah, this is episode number 10.
Woo, we made it to
Thanks for
10.
sticking
There's some
around.
sort of anniversary here.
Woo, we made it to 10.
Is it?
Yeah, this is our 10th episode. And we haven't gone under.
It's only downhill from here.
No.
I mean, I'm positive.
We're going to go from rock bottom to seeping into the rocks.
Now we begin our prequels.
With the Chewbacca no?
Yeah. Yours was more sympathetic. It wasn't angry, Ryan.
I still got sadness from that.
I don't know. I didn't get sadness. I got more confusion.
That's
Sounds like he had a rock in his
really
throat.
bad.
That was a revving engine.
that wasn't good.
That was a sick tractor.
We'll come back next time and try it.
Rawr.
Everyone work on that. That's the next podcast. It's just gonna be 2 hours of us trying to make Wookiee noises.
Yeah, this is the Wookiee only.
I mean, that's not gonna be the
Wookiee
next
only
podcast.
No, no, no.
Please
How about
listen
we
to it.
just do the podcast as Wookiees? We just talk to each other.
I'm not doing that. I'm having an aneurysm trying to think about how to do that.
You still have to do the shaking head.
I think we should just stick to speaking English.
Man, Han using that bow.
Next episode in Espanol.
very good.
Oh yeah, I like this thing.
He's like, why have I done this?
He's like,
I always thought
was
that
like
it
his
was
first
so weird
boner.
that it was a crossbow. And it shoots lasers.
It's lasers.
I always loved that.
It's just style.
I love that he has the fucking
bandolier?
ammo belt.
It never uses it.
What is that even for? I think it's just there.
It's because he's naked and he's got to show that he's wearing something.
What if that's like his only article of clothing, but Wookiee dicks are actually like they have like multiple dicks that go along their chest like
We're
this?
done. We're done.
What?
All right.
Like he kills Wookiees and then takes their dicks?
What? No.
All right, we're
What
done.
do you mean?
We're
I meant like
done.
the anatomy, like Wookiees are aliens.
We're
It doesn't
out,
mean their
guys.
dick is in right there. His only piece of clothing is like across here. What if his dick is like right under his
Okay,
chest?
please.
So that's why the stash goes
I
across.
thought it was like Predator, where he
Please
just
cut it
kills
before
Wookiees
that.
and takes their dicks and wears them as necklaces.
Wasn't that Your Highness? Remember that movie?
Oh yeah,
Killed the Minotaur, and he was walking around with that big Minotaur dick.
yeah.
That movie was amazing.
Yeah. Well, all right. Kramer's about to kill himself, so we should probably just cut off.
Hey, you know what this is? You know what this does? This currently concludes the Kramer gets touched by the Force.
This is true. He's been touched all over by the Force.
Yes.
We have a year break,
Woo!
unless you want to talk about Clone Wars and Rebels next year.
After I watch all of them.
Yeah, because it's going to be next year by the time we finish.
Next year, yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's got to be touched on his quest through space, on his space balls.
On a galaxy. On his space balls. Kramer gets touched on his space balls on his quest through the galaxy. The Return.
While Mars attacks.
Oh, great movie. Let's do that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen that movie from the 80s called Spaced Invaders?
What?
Spaced?
No.
Is
Ryan knows.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Oh man.
Holy fuck.
Space ED at the end?
Yes.
No, not.
Is it
It's-
based on Space Invaders?
No,
It's
it's
based
about
in beta.
these alien brothers that crash land in the city,
Mario.
and they're kind of like the Ninja Turtles dynamic.
I was about to say Ninja Turtles. Oh my god.
Yeah, they're totally like the Ninja Turtles dynamic. They're all like punk teenager kind of guys,
man.
and they're getting in mischief, trying to fix their spaceship to get home, and they run into this human that's helping them, and yeah,
Nice. That sounds awesome.
it's pretty amazing. We need
Interesting.
to watch that as well, since none of you have seen it.
Cool. Let's all write these down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Want to get rid on that.
All right, I'll do it.
Google Doc it one. Google Doc it now.
Docking.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, bye.
good one.
Oh,
Yay. What?
Do we introduce ourselves again or no?
Oh yeah. What do we say?
Goodbye, guys.
What did we decide?
I'm Kramer.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Juan.
I'm Tom.
Sometimes.
Okay, now we gotta do that. I'm Ryan.
The podcast
Ah.
is now over. Go shut your face
Don't sing it,
down
man.
and shut the fuck up.
Commentators.
Are you telling me to stop?
Hey, are we done?